Tonight, the Oak Ridge Lady Wildcats close out their home schedule against the number 3 ranked Lady Tornadoes of Alcoa. The Lady Wildcats' 13-game winning streak is in jeopardy against Alcoa, who has won 10 straight themselves. Alcoa defeated Oak Ridge back on November 30th, 65-40. It was the most lopsided victory ever for Alcoa in the series. Zayana Stewart led Oak Ridge that night with 15, followed by Jenna Johnson's 12. Alcoa had 3 players in double figures, with Carly Hapworth leading them with 19. She hit 5 threes in the win. Alcoa hit 8 threes as a team. Macy Ridge and Amelia Pfeiffer were the other Lady Tornadoes in double figures. Alcoa bolted out to a 10-point lead after one quarter and never trailed. Ayanna Porter didn't play in the first game at Alcoa. Alcoa has been rolling all season long, with their only 2 losses coming to top 10 teams. Alcoa lost their opening game to number 7 McMinn Central 66-44. Their other loss was to number 1 Bearden 34-33 at Alcoa on January 3rd. Since that time, they have won 10 straight games, including 2 wins over Sevier County and Gatlinburg-Pittman. Both teams are also ranked or highly rated teams. Last season, the Oak Ridge and Alcoa split the season series, with both teams winning on the other's home floor. Alcoa has never swept a season series with Oak Ridge ever. The Lady Wildcats lead the all-time series 42-5 since the first game in 1974. Tonight is senior night at Oak Ridge, and the only senior on the team recognized is Cannon Green. Cannon is a 3-year starter for the Lady Wildcats. Cannon has scored 283 career points and has hit 34 career points. Cannon is the daughter of Oak Ridge head coaches Paige Taylor and Aaron Green. Oak Ridge's final week of the season includes a Thursday night road trip to Clinton to take on the Lady Dragons. Oak Ridge will be trying to extend their 73-game winning streak against the Clinton that began in 1990. Oak Ridge defeated Clinton 72-37 back on January 3rd. Oak Ridge will then close out the year at Fulton this Saturday night. Since both Oak Ridge teams won the regular season titles, both will have byes in the first round of the district tournament. Oak Ridge will begin tournament play on Thursday, February 16th at 7:30 against the winner of the Central and Campbell County. This season's tournament is at Powell. Central and Campbell County will play on Valentine's Day at 7:30 p.m. Tonight, we are sponsored by the Flatwater Tales Storytelling Festival. The Flatwater Tales Storytelling Festival brings 3 nationally acclaimed storytellers to the Grove June 2nd, 3rd, and 4th for the 3 days of workshops and performances. The event is sponsored by the 3 Oak Ridge Rotary Clubs and happens the first weekend of June every year. This year's stories include the American history through music, and I guess old John wasn't crazy after all, about Oak Ridge prophet John Hendricks. Go to flatwatertales.com for more information and tickets. We are live at the Wildcat Arena on prepradio.com and Channel 15. Our seasonal sponsors for tonight's games are the Fox Insurance Group, 10 Bank of Oak Ridge Utility District, Mortgage Investors Group, Mike Kelly with Betsy Coleman Realty, Laura Lynn Green with State Farm Insurance. We appreciate our sponsors who have been with us all season long. We'd also like to thank Sandy Henry and Terry Lee for their continual support as well. It's time to take a break, and we'll be back Mark will have the starting lineup and the tip off to tonight's game of Oak Ridge and Alcoa. Be back in 3 minutes.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Oak Ridge High School, home of your Oak Ridge Lady Wildcats. Tonight we play host for Alcoa Lady Tornadoes.
Coach Travis Free with our starting lineups down on the PA. Now let's go to Mark Haste.
Thank you very much, David. Starting for the Lady Tornadoes, they're going to come out with number 5. That's Macy Ridge, followed by number 14, Amelia Pfeiffer. Number 23 will also start. That's Carly Hayworth. Number 24, Ainsley Pfeiffer. And number 34, Mac Brimmer. Starting for the Lady Wildcats, they're going to come out their regular 5 starting now. That will be number 3, Demetria Strickland, followed by Zayana Stewart. Number 10, Ayana Porter. Number 12, Cleveland Lindsay. And the lone senior tonight, number 24, Cannon Green.
You know, Mark, this Alcoa team is ranked in the top 3 in the state of Tennessee. They beat us pretty soundly over in Alcoa earlier in the year. Lady Wildcats are shorthanded. As I look down there, it looks like the walking wounded with Anaya Porter. Not on crutches, but Jenna Johnson on crutches, obviously. And, the Lady Wildcats are going to have to play their best game. They've won 13 straight ball games, but this is the best team they've played since Greenville.
Yeah, I remember, I remember early in the season, both this year and in years past, we played Alcoa. That was a tough game over there, David.
Lady Wildcats, this is senior night, as we mentioned. The lone senior for the Lady Wildcats is Cannon Green. She, along with the 3 guys, Marcus Peters, Bryson Comer, and Grayson Strader, will be recognized at the end of the girls' game as we're about to get underway here from the Wildcat Arena. If you look at Alcoa, they are big compared to Oak Ridge for sure, as Lindsay Cleveland will jump with Amelia Pfeiffer. There's a mismatch in height right there. Let's see if Lindsay can out-jump her. Ball up controlled by Alcoa, and we are underway. Alcoa 24-2 on the year. They've only lost 2 games. One to McMinn Central, their top 10 team, and to the Bearden Bulldogs, the defending state champions, who have yet to lose a ball game. Great play there, and they take a 2-0 lead here as the Lady Wildcats push the ball down the floor. Oak Ridge and Alcoa, they've been playing since 1974 on the girls' side, 1949 on the boys' side, as Oak Ridge works the ball inside, and then a shove, but no foul there. And then ball's pushed out of bounds and lost by Alcoa. Lady Wildcats down 2-0. A great play there by Alcoa to start the game.
Yeah, it was great backdoor play by Macy Ridge. That got the first 2 points for the Lady Tornadoes of Alcoa, but something the Lady Wildcats can be mindful of.
Oak Ridge basketball, Cannon Green, top of the circle, works the ball left side to Ayana Porter, goes into Lindsay. She's wide open for a shot. Good. Somehow Lindsay Cleveland worked her way through the tall trees, and we tie the ball game at 2-2. Nice play there by Oak Ridge just to find Lindsay wide open like that.
Yeah, it was a great pass, kind of a lob blast as their big gets the ball underneath. For them, that's Carpy Hayworth. She now has 2 points for the Lady Tornadoes as well as they lead 4-2.
6 minutes, 53 seconds to play in the first quarter. Just underway. Senior night, the last regular season home ball game for the Lady Wildcats. They're taking on Alcoa. Thursday, they'll be in Clinton. Saturday, they'll take on the Fulton Falcons, and that'll close out the regular season. Oak Ridge working time off the clock here as the Wildcats drive in. Right block shot is blocked. Blocked that time by number 34 for them. That'll be Mac Brimmer, and they'll bring the ball down the floor, and they'll lose it off the body, obviously, of Oak Ridge's Lindsay Cleveland. 4-2 our score. Got a good crew working here. Looks like Matt Queener is the head referee here. And along with the other 2 that I've always been proud of them, as there's a travel going to be called against Alcoa. The Lady Wildcats will get it on the turnover. It's hard to believe we were talking about this. I've been talking about this all day, honestly, that this is the final regular season home ball game. I know you all missed a few ball games on that fabulous trip you took earlier, but it seems like we haven't been here very much.
Yeah,
Oak Ridge turns up. Go ahead, Mark.
I said, yes, it does, as Alcoa gets a turnover and try to take advantage of it. But the Lady Wildcats force another turnover. Great play by Zayana Stewart there, David.
And the Lady Wildcats are coming coast to coast with it all the way to the right side. Ball's knocked out of bounds by the Alcoa Lady Tornadoes. Alcoa wearing their maroon jerseys with gray. The Wildcats are wearing their home whites with cardinal and a little black on them. 5:56 to play first quarter. Oak Ridge basketball. Cannon works the ball top of the circle to Zayana. Splits the defense, goes in for the shot, hits the side of the backboard. No good. On the rebound will come Alcoa. Lady Tornadoes throw the ball all the way down the floor. They get a shot up. Good. That's unacceptable to throw the ball 3/4 of the floor to an open player, and then the other end of the floor, Oak Ridge misses a layup. You just can't allow a pass like that to go 3/4 of the floor and get an easy shot like that.
No, you got to get back on defense. I mean, this team wants to run, which is not something the Lady Wildcats are afraid of, but they just got to step up here, David.
6-2 our score, 5:14 to play in the first quarter. This was his Final Four team in the state a year ago. They can shoot from the outside. They've got good size, and I think they'll be an easy pick back to the state tournament in their classification. Their basketball working the right side. You might remember Carly Hayworth here. She's a great shooter. She's knocked down 4 or 5 threes in her career against Oak Ridge. They work the ball inside for another easy shot. It's not as easy as I thought. She travels with it beforehand, and the Lady Wildcats will get it. That's a couple travels on their bigs. 4:56 to play first quarter, 6-2 the score. Lady Wildcats down the floor. Ayanna Porter, Demetria Strickland, Lindsay Cleveland, Cannon Green. They're letting Cannon roam free here. Cannon's got a 3. She shoots it. It's on its way on senior night. Hits the rim. No good. Rebound to the Lady Tornadoes. Here comes Alcoa down the floor. With it will come number 5 for them, Macy Ridge. Outside the three-point line, they're going to tack inside against Demetria all the way to the baseline. And it's going to be a whistle and a foul called, I think, against Oak Ridge. She didn't really make an attempt to shoot, I thought. She actually just kind of went driving, and they're going to say she was in the act of shooting. I'm surprised at that. She didn't look like she was shooting to me. She was heading in that direction, but I thought she got fouled about halfway. And now they're talking about it and setting Oak Ridge with somebody to rebound.
Yeah, it looked to me like Queener was going to make the call on the floor, but the other referee who had the, I guess, possibly the better angle, he called it in the act of shooting. So number 23 for them, Hayworth, as you said, David, she now has 3, now 4 points in the ballgame.
And the Lady Wildcats are down 6, 8-2, 4:21 to play. Here they come. Lady Wildcats have won 13 straight. Can't be intimidated by this big team, this good team from Alcoa, Tennessee. Lady Wildcats have just got to run their offense and do what they do best and penetrate, make shots when they get them. As Oak Ridge has a wide open look there. Boy, they need this 3. It's good. 3-point shot there by Zayana Stewart. The Lady Wildcats trail 8-5. Big shot there by Zay.
It really was. But credit to penetration, David, by, I believe it was Demetria Strickland who pulled the defenders inside and freed up the 3-point shot there.
Missed shot by Alcoa from 3 land. They're going to shoot another one. It's wide open. Shot is no good. Rebounded again by Alcoa. Their bigs are just getting rebound after rebound. They work the ball in for a shot. No good. The rebound will come Oak Ridge. Lady Wildcats pushing it up the floor. Here's Demetria once again. Demetria Strickland drives the baseline, kicks it out. Lindsay Cleveland for 3. It's the rim. No good. Rebound Alcoa. Pulling it away, Macy Ridge once again. Here come the Lady Tornadoes moving right to left. 8-5 our score. 3 minutes, 24 seconds to play here in this first quarter here from the Wildcat Arena. For the basketball, Oak Ridge extends their defense out. It goes to Macy Ridge. She swings the ball to number 23, Hayworth, who comes off to the right. A lot of movement. Here's nearly a steal. Ball's loose in the rear court. And they might call a foul against Oak Ridge. It was a hard foul. That young lady slow to get up. There was some contact there, and a personal foul is called against Oak Ridge.
Picking up the foul for the Lady Wildcats, David, will be Zayana Stewart. That'll be her first, team second of the ball game. But, yeah, it looked like a good deflection, but then she tried to make a break for the ball in the backcourt and just plowed the Lady Tornado.
8-5 our score. Alcoa in the lead. 3:06 to play first period here from the Wildcat Arena. Final regular season ball game. We talked about Cannon Green as they lob the ball down low. She walks with it, gets the shot up, missed it again, gets her own rebound up. Good. We just cannot contend with them inside. It might be time to bring in Bella Boone, trying to get some of those rebounds. Here comes Oak Ridge down the floor. Lindsay Cleveland with it, out to Cannon. Lady Wildcats down 5 with the ball. Here it goes to the top to Oak Ridge's Demetria. She shoots a three, in and out, no good. Ayana Porter on the rebound, back to Demetria. Demetria is going to drive the baseline, slings the ball to the corner. Wildcats dribble in, kick it out to Cannon just inside the arc. Shot is good. Nice shot there by Cannon Green, and it's a 10-7 ball game.
Cannon gets her first 2 points of the ball game today with 2:20 remaining in the first quarter.
Here come the Lady Tornadoes working the ball across the line. We got to slow this girl down. She's just been dominating the paint as they work the ball out to number 23, Hayworth, and she's hit tons of threes against us over the course of her career. Shot is up, no good. Foul called against Oak Ridge. She's big. I mean, she's over 6 feet tall, but she's also quick. She has blown past our defenders, maybe surprising them just how fast she is.
Yeah, it looks like Bella Boone is going to come into the game now to help defend her, David, because Demetria Strickland just picked up her second foul, team third. So Demetria with 2 of the 3 fouls, and she'll take a seat down there on the bench as Bella Boone comes into the game for the Lady Wildcats.
First shot was good. 11-7 the score. 2:05 to play in the first quarter. Listening for the crowd here hoping for a big crowd here at the Wildcat Arena as that toss is short. Hits the front end of the rim. Oak Ridge has the rebound. Coming down the floor, trailing by 4, Oak Ridge. 2 minutes to play. Driving to the right block, turning, spinning, shooting off the glass. No good. I'm telling you, they're going to get every rebound in this ball game. Pulled down again by Amelia Pfeiffer, and they'll bring the ball down the floor. Alcoa, Lady Wildcats trailing 11-7. They work the ball to the right side and throw it away. Oak Ridge will get it on their turnover. 1:42 to play in the first period, 11-7. Lady Wildcats trailing. Oak Ridge got ripped. I think it was about a 25-point loss to Alcoa back on December the 1st, a long time ago. A lot of basketballs played, and we've lost a player or two since that time as Oak Ridge had Bella early, couldn't get the ball to her. Over goes to Zay. Zay attacks the right side, backs it up to Ayana Porter to Bella on the right elbow. Thought about lobbing it inside. Ayana gets it, drives in for the layup. No good. Missed it, and then it's going to be a jump ball, the alternate possession arrow to Oak Ridge. Nice play there by Bella Boone to tie up the young lady. Oak Ridge can't be concerned about their height. They've got to be able to continue to drive in as Oak Ridge throws a bad pass inside, forcing it into Bella. There was no room to get it. Fortunately, number 34, Mac Brimmer, knocked it out of bounds. It'll be Oak Ridge basketball. Cannon Green will work the ball in for the baseline. 1:18 to play first quarter. Cannon lobs it way up high, and it comes to Lindsey Cleveland. 11 for the score. Lindsey drives in. No place to go but back. Here goes to Cannon, about to lose her dribble. Hands it off to Oak Ridge's Ayana Porter to Bella. Bella, 8-footer, hits the rim, drops off, no good. Not a bad look that time. Bella might have rushed it just a bit, and Alcoa has the rebound. 1 minute to play in the first quarter. Hayworth with the basketball. Lindsey Cleveland then steals it from her. Lindsey is going to be called for a travel. She kind of rolled with it as she got the ball, but really a nice play there by Lindsey Cleveland.
Yeah, it really was. I mean, she aggressively went after that ball, and she pulled it back and fell to the ground and kind of slid a little bit and got called for the walk.
Alcoa basketball. Here's Hayworth shooting a three, clang off the iron, but guess what? She is fouled in the act of shooting a three. That is something you don't want to do, especially to this girl who has been known to have really big ball games against Oak Ridge, and that's going to send Carly Hayworth to the free throw line. She'll have 3 shots here. First of which is up, good.
Hayworth she's yet to miss in the ball game, David. She's 1 of 1 from the field and 3 of 3 from the free throw line tonight. So as you said, she is a fine player.
She's had some really good games against us, as I mentioned, and that's just not a good foul right there, giving up 3. She might have hit the 3 anyway, but now she's going to have to earn it, and she did. And the Lady Wildcats are down 7. 14-7 the score. Here comes Oak Ridge down the floor with 47 seconds to play in the first period. This game was going to be tough for the Lady Wildcats. Oak Ridge has got to just play tough and play their game. Oak Ridge ball. Here goes Lindsey Cleveland, top of the circle. Oak Ridge uses their quickness here. Got to hit some shots from the outside. Oak Ridge dribbling in the paint. Inside at the free throw line. Ayana pulls up and shoots from there. It's up. No good. Man, we're not going to get any rebounds. She just owns the paint down there.
Yeah, Bella's just going to, I noticed earlier when she was trying to post up, she's going to have to be more physical down there, try to work to get open. As number 2 hits a 3 for Alcoa, David.
Oak Ridge runs the floor well, but misses the layup. Lindsey had it, and now with 6 seconds to go, they have a chance to pad their lead even further. Here's a 3. It's an air ball, no good. But guess what? Oak Ridge is going to commit a foul with 0.1 second to play. Already down 10. 17-7. They've got to hit shots, and they've got to rebound. I know they're bigger than us, but we've got to figure out a way to get some rebounds. As they go to the free throw line, 2 shots. Lady Wildcats down 17-7 here in the first quarter.
Going to the line for the Lady Tornadoes, David, will be Macy Ridge. She has 2 points. This will be her first attempt from the free throw line. The fouls, big difference here. Oak Ridge has 4. They should have 5, actually, by my count. Alcoa only has 1. But, attribute that to the Lady Wildcats. Because they are outsized, they just got to be physical. It's just the only option.
Both tosses good. They just don't seem to miss. They don't seem to do anything wrong, and Oak Ridge doesn't have any time to get the first quarter with any points scored. 19-7 is our score. Great start for the Alcoa Lady Tornadoes here on PrepRadio.com, Oak Ridge Schools Television Channel 15. We'll be back to the Wildcat Arena following this 60-second timeout.
Fox Insurance Group is a local agency. We've got a great staff. We're knowledgeable. The most rewarding thing about working in insurance is taking care of customers. When they come in, a lot of times they don't know what coverages they need. They're relying on us to give them the right coverage that's going to fit their needs, but also at a competitive price. Anybody can go to any agent or they can call any 1-800 number. But getting that right agent that's going to take care of them and be there in time of need, and that's what we're here to do.
Daniel Forrester has been recognized as one of East Tennessee's leading attorneys for nearly 2 decades. Civil disputes, criminal defense, divorces, and juvenile custody cases are all part of an impressive resume. Daniel's legal experience also includes representing clients in local, state, and federal courts. A husband and a father, Daniel is a Rule 31 certified mediator who has represented hundreds of families in Chancery Court. Call Daniel Forrester Law Office at 865-457-7900 for a free consultation.
David Clary, Mark and Shauna Hayes back here at the Wildcat Arena. Lady Wildcats down 19-7. It'll be Alcoa's ball first here in the second quarter. Trying to slow things down here. Nearly a walk there as they work the ball, and almost a steal by Zayana, saved by Alcoa, but they're going to say Zay was out of bounds when she stole it. Lady Wildcats down 19-7. Don't have a great crowd right now. I do see Marcus Peters wandering around down below. He'll be playing and be honored as a senior in this ball game a little bit later on, along with Bryson Comer. Hopefully he'll be at the game as that shot is up no good, and Bella's going to commit a foul. Either we're just too slow getting to it or just not in great position, but that is just another foul, and they're rolling up on the Lady Wildcats. We don't have a lot of depth anyway, and they'll go to the free throw line.
Yeah, to the line, David will go, I believe it's number 24, Ainsley Pfeiffer. That's her first attempt from the line, and it's up and good. The Lady Wildcats now trailing 20-7 with 7:41 remaining in the first half.
Missed shot rebounded by Bella Boone. Lady Wildcats down 20-7, 7:36 to go here in the second quarter. Oak Ridge basketball. The Wildcats, Ayanna Porter with it. Holds it and gives it over to Cannon Green. Green being trailed everywhere she goes. Going to dribble past her defender. Didn't go all the way through. I thought she might have. Cleveland drives in, slings it out to Zay. Zay will dribble in. Left side, pulls up, wants to go for a shot. No good. Rebound to Alcoa. Shot just wouldn't go. And here come the Lady Tornadoes down the floor. I think it's 7:10 to play here in the second quarter. 20-7 the score. Ball's loose on the floor, and that's a turnover by the Alcoa Lady Tornadoes. As I mentioned, this is senior night, and we're once again sponsored by the Flatwater Tales Storytelling Festival. The Flatwater Tales Storytelling Festival brings 3 nationally acclaimed storytellers to the Grove Theater beginning June 2nd for 3 days. The Lady Wildcats put up a shot, and it's good.
That 3 by Zayana Stewart, that's her second of the night, David. She's 2 of 2 from beyond the three-point line.
And we're going to need her to do that and score some other points here as Alcoa's lead is cut to 10. 20-10. They launch a 3. It's up no good. Bella pulls down the rebound, and what are they going to call? Personal foul against Alcoa, I do believe. Bella was in great position to pull down that board, and she did. And it'll be Oak Ridge basketball. 20-10 is our score. And I hate to be reading commercials when action is going on, but I didn't read it when I needed to. As I mentioned, this event is sponsored by the 3 Rotary Clubs of Oak Ridge, and it's the first weekend of June every year. You can get tickets by going to flatwatertails.com. Lady Wildcats put up a shot, no good. Rebound to Bella. Bella goes right back up with it, and she's fouled. And Bella Boone will go to the free throw line. Bella just fought and finally got that board, and she'll have to earn a couple of free throws here, or she did earn a couple of free throws as she goes to the free throw line. Lady Wildcats down 20-10 here in the second quarter.
To the line will go Bella Boone. David, this will be her first attempt from the line. It's up and it's good. So Bella now on the board for the Lady Wildcats with her first point of the night.
Back to the free throw line she goes. She has struggled at the line this year. She's a 45% free throw shooter. It looks good on those two. Knocks them both down. And back the other way will come the Lady Tornadoes as they substitute. Once again, Bremer back in the ball game. They'll substitute a couple players out. Number 11, Kara Kitts, is out of the game. Lady Wildcats down 8, 20-12. Lady Wildcats scoring last 5 points. Here's a pass deflected and a steal by Oak Ridge. Lady Wildcats should get a layup right-handed off the glass. Good by Ayana Porter. And just like that, the Lady Wildcats are back within 6, and Alcoa calls a timeout. We're going to take it with them. We're live here at the Wildcat Arena. 20-14 Alcoa. Back in 30 seconds.
The Flatwater Tales Storytelling Festival brings 3 nationally acclaimed storytellers to the Grove Theater June 2nd and 3rd for 3 days of workshops and performances. The event is sponsored by the 3 Oak Ridge Rotary Clubs and happens the first weekend of June every year. This year's stories include American history through music, and I guess old John wasn't crazy after all about Oak Ridge prophet John Hendricks. Go to flatwatertales.com for more information and tickets. Please plan to join the fun this year at the Flatwater Tales Storytelling Festival.
Really good timeout, I thought, by Coach David Bauman, the Alcoa head coach, calling timeout after the Lady Wildcats have put 7 straight points on the board and closed the gap from double digits all the way down, and Alcoa throws the ball away. So just like that, Mark, Alcoa self-destructing here in the last little bit. It's a 7-0 run for the Lady Wildcats. They're down 6 now, 20-14. 5:52 to play first half.
Yeah, I haven't been able to keep up with their turnovers, David, but they've got quite a few. They've had at least 3 travel calls and a couple just balls just thrown right out of bounds, including that last one, as Cannon Green takes a 3-point shot. No good, rebounded by the Lady Wildcats.
And she goes right back up with it. No, she tried to. Ayana did. Zay will shoot her third 3 of the night. Good! Ayana Stewart is on fire here tonight, Mark.
Yes, she is. Has 9 points, all of them from beyond the 3-point line where she is. Perfect, 3 of 3.
Here come the Lady Tornadoes down the floor, leading by 3, 20-17 the score. Macy Ridge with the basketball, swings the ball right side her, the top for a 3 herself. That's an air ball out of bounds of the Oak Ridge basketball. So Lady Wildcats might have rattled the Lady Tornadoes here. 5:10 to play second quarter, 20-17. The Lady Wildcats right back in it.
Yeah, I agree with you, David. I think the Lady Tornadoes look a little out of sorts right now, a little uncomfortable out there as the Lady Wildcats just keep up the pressure both offensively and defensively.
For Zayana, that's 21, 22, and 23 threes on the year, Lady Wildcats. But there is a player control offensive foul called against Zayana Stewart. 20-17, the Lady Wildcats trailing by 3, 4 minutes, 53 seconds to play. Remember, between ball games, they'll have the senior night activities, and we'll hope you'll stay tuned for that. We're going to try to go down to the PA announcer, Travis Free, to kind of get that on the air without us having just to talk about it ourselves. Much better job doing that as they launch a 3. It's up, no good. That had to be over the back. They didn't call it. Here's a shot up, no good. That is a foul on the floor, but it is going to be perhaps a shooting violation. But I thought she came over the back of Bella to get the rebound, to start the whole sequence, but that wasn't called. Coach Taylor didn't seem to argue about it, but that's the way I saw it, but I'm a long ways away from it. As the Tornadoes go to the free throw line, 20-17. Toss clanging off the iron, but the Wildcats pull down the rebound. Here it comes to Ayana Porter. Lady Wildcats pushing up the floor, trailing by 3. 20-17 the score to the Alcoa Lady Tornadoes. Demetria ties the game. If she hits this 3, she does not. Maybe a little quick shot that time by Demetria. And here come the Lady Tornadoes down the floor. They work the ball outside for a 3. Now they're going to drive in. That's a layup. Good. Once again, Lady Wildcats didn't cut off that little lane there, and that was just way too easy. Lady Wildcats need to shore that up. That's a couple times they've gotten a couple easy ones. Oak Ridge basketball, Lindsey Cleveland with it, 22-17 the score. Lindsey right elbow to Cannon. Cannon at the free throw line will not shoot from there. Backs up with her dribble, needs some help, and throws the pass off to Ayana. Ayana drives in, pulls up and shoots. No good. Rebound to Alcoa. We have got to get some rebounds here. I don't know what the numbers are. Lady Wild. They get a shot up, no good. That's got to be over the back. Look at that. They are just killing us on the glass and hitting our players physically, and we just got to get rebounds here. That's the key right now in the ball game, I think, Mark.
Yeah, it is. I just you heard me make a noise when Mac Bremer was able to just kind of make a move on one of the Lady Wildcats and go right towards the goal. Unfortunately for the Lady Wildcats, she did not make it, but she did on the follow-up.
Demetria is going to drive left, give it out to Lindsay Cleveland. Three-pointer from the corner is no good. Rebounded by Macy Ridge, or Hayworth, I guess. Hayworth dribbles across the line, all the way down the middle of the floor. Her shot is blocked, and another foul. Mark, how many team fouls is that now for the Lady Wildcats?
That's going to be the 9th team foul for the Lady Wildcats. Picking up that foul will be Anna Porter. That's her first, as I said, team 9th on the night. So 9-3, the foul differential between the Lady Wildcats and the Lady Tornadoes of Alcoa.
And we don't have enough people to compensate if we lose them. 25-17 the score. She hits the shot. Lady Wildcats have got to value the ball, and they've got to do a better job rebounding. I know they're doing their best, trying their hardest. This is a taller team. Lady Wildcats once again down by 9. 26-17 the score. Lady Wildcats went on a 9-0 run, but since that time, the Lady Tornadoes have gone on a 6-0 run. Here's a shot. It hits the rim. No good. Another rebound by the Lady Tornadoes. Here comes Alcoa coming down the floor. Lindsay working hard against number 5, Macy Ridge. Ridge around the screen to her right, stops, gives it out to the free throw line. They drive all the way in, and a holding foul. No, it's going to be an offensive player control foul against Alcoa. So Matt Queener makes the call there, and she kind of lowered her shoulder. That's a little bit iffy. I thought it was going to be a straight road right to the goal, but Wildcats got bailed out on their foul.
I agree with you because I didn't really see that foul. I mean, what he called was basically, clearing out with the non-dribbling hand. Yeah, she did that a little bit, but it wasn't as blatant as I would have thought it would have been to have been called.
Here comes Oak Ridge's Ayana Porter dribbling outside. Another three-pointer. They need it. Good. Three-point shot for Demetria Strickland. For Demetria on the year, that is her 46th three-point shot, and the Lady Wildcats trail by 6, 26-20. 2:15 to play second quarter. Lady Wildcats hanging tough here. They could do something about their rebounding. They'd be in even better shape. Uh-oh. Good. Anytime you let that girl shoot wide open like that, she's going to knock them down. 29-20 the score.
Yeah, she now has 12 points, David, so already in double figures in the with just under 2 minutes remaining in the first half as Demetria Strickland drives and kind of gets cut off on the baseline, but they're going to call a pushing foul on number 23, Hayworth. That'll be her second, team 5th on the night for the Lady Tornadoes.
Remember last year she fouled out of the ball game against Oak Ridge at Alcoa. Oak Ridge ball, got to get it in though. Here comes into Zayana Stewart, splits the defense, goes in for the shot. Oh, no good. Just roll off the rim. Boy, we needed that one. Another rebound by Alcoa. Here comes number 23 once again down the floor. That's Hayworth. She lobs the ball in for a shot. No good. Rebound to Oak Ridge. Boy, Lady Wildcats dodged a bullet there. That was just a really nice play by Alcoa. They just missed the shot, couldn't finish it. Zay to the hole. Shot is blocked. No good. But a foul is going to be called, and Zayana Stewart will go to the free throw line. Zayana Stewart has gone to the free throw line this year, Mark, 165 times. She's made it 105 free throws, 165 attempts at the line. The closest one to her is Demetria Strickland, who's gone 91 times. Just tells you just how aggressive Zayana Stewart is.
Yeah, that's a lot of times at the line. That's her first time to the line for tonight as she makes it. She now has 10 points, and Zayana also in double figures for the Lady Wildcats now.
29-21, the first toss good, second toss also good. And then the Lady Wildcats are down 29-22. Minute 28 to play in the second period against the third-ranked team in the state of Tennessee, the Alcoa Lady Tornadoes. Oak Ridge, for the first time this year, is that should have been an offensive foul called against the Hayworth as she used her hand to clear out. They'll set up for a three. Hayworth with it. Get her. She thought about shooting over Cannon, blows past her, and dribbles the ball inside. They've got another three from the right corner. It's good. They do a great job a great job, Mark, just getting the open player. They penetrate, they kick it out to the open player, and that's why they're 24-2. They just do so many things well.
Yeah, I mean, I was just, on that possession especially. I was just very impressed with the ball movement, that the Lady Tornadoes have. I mean, anytime the defender was there, they found the open person and just did a great job of it. And they were able to sink a three from the right corner over there to extend their lead now by 10 points as they lead 32-22.
Tonight's game with Alcoa is sponsored by the Flatwater Tales Storytelling Festival. The Flatwater Tales Storytelling Festival brings 3 nationally acclaimed storytellers to the Grove Theater beginning June 2nd for 3 days of workshops and performances. The event is sponsored by the 3 Oak Ridge Rotary Clubs and happens the first weekend of June every year. This year's stories include American history through music, and I guess old John wasn't crazy after all about Oak Ridge prophet John Hendricks. Go to flatwatertales.com for more information and tickets. I want to tell everybody here, we're going to start people kind of thinking about this. I know a lot of people are spoiled by our streams there, Mark, but TSSAA charges $300 a ball game to stream during the district, region, sub-state, and state playoffs. So unless we find sponsors, our last stream probably will be coming up on Saturday at Fulton, but we hope people out there will help us get the streams, at least some of the ball games in the tournament. Oak Ridge, Zayana Stewart, double teamed, wanted to shoot still, almost walked, gives it over to Cannon, around to Demetria, shoots a 3, no good. Rebound number 2, Bella Dartry. I know a lot of people, and we'll do a lot of radio games as Alcoa works it in for a shot, no good. They get the rebound again, no good. And it's got to be over the back, and they finally do call it, or a travel of some sort. It is a personal foul against them, but it'll be Oak Ridge basketball. But what I want to just kind of start telling people right now that the TSSAA, $300 per game to stream, a live stream. Radio's free, but we have to pay the radio station for that. But so the streaming might be coming to an end here pretty soon, Mark, and hopefully we can get some sponsors for at least some of our postseason games.
I hope so, David, because obviously by looking at the number of people who enjoy our streams, it looks fairly high. So hopefully we can continue the stream as we have been all season long. As Cannon's first shot is up and good, she now has 3 points in the ball game.
Yeah, there were 1,500 views of the Campbell County games last week. Free throws good on senior night. Cannon having a good game so far. Lady Wildcats down by 8 with 30 seconds to play. Need a stop on defense here. Let's get a stop, get some momentum heading to the dressing room.
Bella Boone back in the ball game for the Lady Wildcats, David.
Hopefully we can get some rebounds here. Picking up her dribble, bounce pass right side to the corner. They look inside. Got to guard that big girl. Cannon did a good job cutting her off. Down to 14 seconds to play. Hayworth drives against Lindsay, slings it backdoor. Great cut. Shot is up good. The Wildcats continue to get kind of burned on that play. The Wildcats have 5 seconds to score here. Ayana Porter, a long 3. No good as the first half comes to a close. So, Lady Wildcats had their moments in the first half, Mark, but they go to the dressing room down 10, 34-24. Your thoughts?
I thought the Lady Wildcats, they struggled to get started, but they fought back really well, which shows that, they could be down, but they're not out. And, they fought back. They kind of, just let Alcoa kind of slip away a little bit, as they've kind of consistently had a 10-point lead here. But good 3-point shooting by the Lady Wildcats. I think Sarah Stewart's got 3 and Demetria Strickland's got 1. So I think, Lady Wildcats, they're not out of this game by any stretch of the imagination, but they're going to have to work, especially on the rebounding. They're going to have to get position, and they're going to have to hold that position, and the referees are going to have to call some over the backs.
Remember, it is senior night here between the games of Lady Wildcats and the varsity ball game. They will be recognizing the seniors. Cannon Green on the girls' side, Marcus Peters, Bryson Comer, and Grayson Strader. There are no cheerleaders who are seniors this year, so just 4 will be recognized. That'll be between games. We'll have it for you here on our stream and on prepradio.com and Oak Ridge Schools Television Channel 15. Let's let Mark work on the stats here. Lady Wildcats down 10 at the half, 34-24 our score. We'll be back to the Wildcat Arena following this 4-minute timeout.
Energize your home with natural gas from ORUD, your affordable energy choice. ORUD has generous appliance incentives to offer your family. Buy appliances from us and get rewarded. It's as simple as that. We're a one-stop shop. We'll sell and install gas appliances for our customers and make it easy to add to your bill with our 0% interest financing. Plus, you can save over $1,000 on your annual utility bills when you switch to natural gas for heating, cooking, and clothes drying. Comfort you can feel, savings you can use. ORUD Natural Gas. Visit our showrooms in Oak Ridge, Kingston, and our virtual showroom at ORUD.org.
Wildcat fans, this is Todd Fox. Auto Owners Insurance and Fox Insurance Group in Oak Ridge, a winning combination. We'll work with you to ensure your home, auto, business, and life keep everything you value safe, sound, secure. Auto Owners Insurance and Fox Insurance Group in Oak Ridge, the no problem people. For more information, visit grayfoxins.com or call 482-0513.
They say that being a coach's wife is hard, but Laura Lynn Green, wife of Oak Ridge head coach Aaron Green, and a local State Farm insurance agent, makes buying insurance easy for you. Auto, homeowners, renters, business, life, health, and much more. Laura Lynn Green's office is located at 136 Marquette Road in Oak Ridge. Give her a call today at 483-5666 or say hello to her courtside at any Oak Ridge High School basketball game. She might be a coach's wife, but she was a Wildcat fan first. For State Farm Insurance, call Laura Lynn Green in Oak Ridge.
I'm Mike Kelly with Betsy Coleman Realty. I'm a proud graduate of Oak Ridge High School, class of 1982, and a member of the 1980 State Championship football team. As a lifelong resident of Oak Ridge, I would love to put my knowledge of the area to work for you should you have any real estate needs. You can contact me at 865-919-5559 or at BetsyColemanRealty.com. Thank you, and roll Wildcats roll.
Omaha, hike, hike. Hometown football excitement is in the air, and it's sponsored by your hometown bank, 10 Bank. 10 Bank helps build our local community and businesses, which helps create jobs. Bank local, so our community wins. 10 Bank, member FDIC.
Mortgage Investors Group at the Oak Ridge office. We love our community and Oak Ridge Wildcat basketball. We pride ourselves in taking the same winning tradition in helping you find the perfect mortgage loan for your family. Ask for Norma Sheldon, Jackie Pullen, Shannon Ochiltree, Mandy Henry, or Darren Osborne at 865-482-8910 or visit us online at mortgageinvestorsgroup.com. Tennessee Mortgage License Number 109111. MIG is an equal housing lender.
At Ortho Tennessee Oak Ridge, our staff and our practice are committed to orthopedic excellence in this region. We strive to treat our patients with the respect and understanding they deserve. Our physicians provide service at Methodist Medical Center, Tenova, Roane County Medical Center, and Park West Medical Center to accommodate all your orthopedic needs. Ortho Tennessee Oak Ridge has 2 locations, one in Oak Ridge and the other in Roane County, serving this area since 1979. We're a proud supporter of the Wildcats.
For personal, professional, and affordable accounting services, call Tracy Larrabee, CPA. Tracy is a 1978 graduate of Oak Ridge High School and can help with business, individual, estate, interest tax accounting services, payroll processing for businesses, small business bookkeeping, tax planning, plus management advisory services. Call Tracy Larrabee, CPA, 425-7736, or stop by 683 Emory Valley Road, Suite B. Tracy Larrabee, CPA.
Come in, discover the difference of an independent insurance agency. Fox Insurance Group, Oak Ridge.
David Clary back here along with Mark and Shauna Hayes here. We're at halftime. The Lady Wildcats are trailing 34-24. Mark has completed the first half statistics. Mark, take it away.
Thank you very much, David. As you said, Lady Wildcats trail by 10, 34-24. Leading scorer for the Lady Wildcats is Zayana Stewart. She has 11 points for the Lady Wildcats. She's 3 of 7 from the field, 3 of 3 of those from beyond the three-point line. From the free throw line, she's 2 of 2. Also scoring for the Lady Wildcats with 4 points is Cannon Green on senior night, 1 of 4 from the field, 2 of 2 from the free throw line. 3 points added by Demetria Strickland. She's 1 of 5 from beyond the three-point line. 2 points added by Ayana Porter. 1 of 7 from the field. Also with 2 points, Lindsey Cleveland. She's 1 of 5 from the field. And 2 points also for Bella Boone off the off the bench, she's 2 of 2 from the free throw line. As a team, Lady Wildcats are 7 of 29 from the field in the first half. Breaking it down, they're 3 of 17 in twos, they're 4 of 12 in threes, and they're perfect from the line. They're 6 of 6. Now looking at Alcoa, they're led in scoring by Carly Hayworth. No surprise there. She has 12 points. She's 2 of 4 from the field, 7 of 7 from the free throw line. 8 points from Macy Ridge. She's 3 of 5 from the field, 2 of 2 from the free throw line. 6 points for Bella Dougherty off the bench for the Lady Tornadoes. She's 2 of 4 from beyond the three-point line. Let's see, also scoring, Mac Brimmer. She has 2 points. She's 1 of 4 from the field. Also scoring 3 points is Amelia Pfeiffer. She's 1 of 5 from the field, 1 of 3 from the free throw line. Rounding out the scoring for the Lady Tornadoes is Ainsley Pfeiffer. She is 1 of 2 from the free throw line, so she has 1 point. As a team, the Lady Tornadoes are 9 of 23 from the field. Breaking it down, they're 6 of 14 from twos. They're 3 of 9 in threes, and they're 11 of 14 from the free throw line. So you can see where all the fouls. Lady Wildcats had 9 fouls in the first half. Alcoa with only 7, but Alcoa had 14 attempts from the free throw line, where the Lady Wildcats only had 6 attempts from the free throw line. So a big difference there to watch. Lady Wildcats trailed at the end of the first quarter, 19-7. Lady Wildcats actually outscored the Lady Tornadoes in the second quarter, 17-15, but they still trailed by 10. As David said, Lady Wildcats trailed by 10, 34-24 over the Lady Tornadoes of Alcoa.
Want to remind everybody that this is senior night, and coming up in between ball games, the Lady Wildcats senior, Cannon Green, along with the 3 boy seniors, Grayson Strader, Bryson Comer, and Marcus Peters will be recognized. We'll hope you'll stay tuned for that. We've got time for one more break. We'll be back with the second half. Lady Wildcats trailing 34-24, back with the second half in 60 seconds.
The Flatwater Tales Storytelling Festival brings 3 nationally acclaimed storytellers to the Grove Theater June 2nd and 3rd for 3 days of workshops and performances. The event is sponsored by the 3 Oak Ridge Rotary Clubs and happens the first weekend of June every year. This year's stories include American history through music, and I guess old John wasn't crazy after all about Oak Ridge prophet John Hendricks. Go to flatwatertales.com for more information and tickets. Please plan to join the fun this year at the Flatwater Tales Storytelling Festival.
Oak Ridge Pharmacy, located across from Staples, is Oak Ridge's hometown pharmacy. The friendly staff and family atmosphere are just 2 of the reasons they were voted best of Anderson County. Oak Ridge Pharmacy does prescription refills and transfers, home delivery, flu shots, and has over-the-counter pain, cold, and allergy medicines, vitamins, cosmetics, cards, gifts, and much more. Open Monday through Friday from 9 to 7 and Saturday from 9 to 2. Drop by Oak Ridge Pharmacy and see for yourself what a hometown pharmacy can do for your family. Oak Ridge Pharmacy, a proud supporter of the Wildcats.
David Clary back here along with Mark and Shauna Haste here, and we'll be joined by Ben George at some point today as well. Hope you'll stay with us throughout the night. The boys' game will follow. The boys will have a tough night as well. If you might remember that ball game, Grayson Strader blocked a shot with about 2 seconds left in the ball game to preserve the win. So the boys' game, Mark, should be a good one as well.
Yes, it should be, David. As you said, that was a very exciting finish early on in the season at Alcoa.
Here comes Oak Ridge with the basketball, and we're underway once again here in the second half. Wildcats working into Zayana to Lindsey Cleveland. Drives the baseline, wanted to shoot, kicks the ball back out to Zay. Zay one-on-one against her defender. Now double team, turns, spins, kicks it out to Lindsey. Lady Wildcats down 10, 34-24. They cut it to 6 at one point after trailing by 10. Let's see what they can do to start this second half with this possession, their opening possession here. Oak Ridge will shoot just inside the arc, in and out, no good. Rebound, Alcoa. Here come the Lady Tornadoes moving left to right. Lady Wildcats worked about 30 seconds off the clock, didn't score. Now they're going to get a shot off, good. And I thought they were going to call a foul there. Mark?
I honestly wasn't looking, David. I'm still looking at the stat sheet here.
Yeah, they called a walk on the young lady. It'll be Oak Ridge basketball. With the basketball will come Demetria Strickland. She's stripped of the ball, saved by Lindsay, saved by Alcoa. And then a timeout is called, I think, by Coach
No, they're going to call.
Taylor?
They're going to call a foul on number 23, Carly Hayworth. That'll be her third, David.
Hey, that's good news.
Yeah, team first for the Lady Tornadoes.
Oak Ridge basketball, they'll try to work the ball in. Still a 10-point game. Neither team has scored. We played about a minute of the second half here. Oak Ridge basketball in the paint, kicking it out. Here it goes. Long three by Demetria. Hits the rim. No good. Rebound, of course, by the Alcoa Tornadoes. They just do such a good job. I'm nothing against our young ladies, but they're just bigger, for one thing, and it's been a problem for this whole ball game. Lady Wildcats, not a whole lot of offensive rebounds or defensive rebounds. There's a nice play shot. That's got to be over the back there. Is that not over the back? She had contact on her, Mark.
Yeah, it looked like it, but David, we're just not getting that call tonight.
Yeah, sometimes that's just the way it goes, and unfortunately, we need it, especially with the size disadvantage that we have as Oak Ridge drives in. Free throw line jumper is good. Lady Wildcats hit the shot. I think that was Zayana once again. And the Lady Wildcats trail once again by 10. 36-26 the score.
Nice step back shot that time by Zayana Stewart for the Lady Wildcats, David.
Here they come down the floor. Macy Ridge drives against Zayana inside the paint. Swings it out to the top of the circle at the free throw line with her back to the goal. Coach Bauman calls a new play. 6 minutes to play third quarter. 10-point Alcoa lead. Carly Hayworth holds once again. Backdoor play is good. They have killed us on that, Mark.
That's the exact opening play that they ran on us. We weren't ready then, and we were not ready this time either.
And it's 38-26, and here comes Oak Ridge once again. 38-26 the score. Oak Ridge Cannon Green had a shot, won't take it. Now in the paint, kicks the ball back out to Demetria, pulls up and shoots. No good. Almost a steal by Zayana, and then it's knocked out of bounds by Alcoa, I do believe. It's the way I saw it, but they didn't see it that way. But I'm biased, of course. Oak Ridge fans not too happy about it. Here comes the Lady Tornadoes down the floor. Here's a shot. No, they didn't take the shot. Now they will. They'll drive in the free throw line. Nope, she won't shoot. Now they'll work in. The Lady Wildcats standing around. Wildcats not active at all defensively right there, and that's not going to be something that Coach Taylor is going to like to talk about. And the Lady Wildcats, Lindsey Cleveland shoots a wide open three. It is no good. Rebound to Alcoa again. Pulling it away, number 24, Ainsley Pfeiffer. Once again, here come the Tornadoes, their biggest lead. It's 14-16. If she hits the shot, no good. They get the rebound, back up with it, no good. Tipped her own rebound, and Zay's got it once again. Zayana Stewart down the floor for the Lady Wildcats to Ayana Porter. Ayana gives it in to Lindsay, to Cannon. A little 5-footer is good. Cannon knocks it down. Lady Wildcats are down by 12, and Coach Taylor has called a timeout. 4 minutes, 35 seconds to play third quarter. We'll be back to the Wildcat Arena following this 30-second timeout.
Wildcat fans, this is Todd Fox. Auto Owners Insurance and Fox Insurance Group in Oak Ridge, a winning combination. We'll work with you to ensure your home, auto, business, and life keep everything you value safe, sound, secure. Auto Owners Insurance and Fox Insurance Group in Oak Ridge, the no problem people. For more information, visit grayfoxins.com or call 482-0513.
Welcome back once again to the Wildcat Arena here, where the Lady Wildcats trail by 12 to Alcoa. 40-28 is our score. The Lady Tornadoes with the basketball. Oak Ridge will put a little pressure on in the rear court. They haven't had much success with that. They've thrown over the top of us several times in this one. Here comes Alcoa still in the rear court. Hayworth playing with 3 fouls. Will lob it across the line with a pass to number 5, Macy Ridge. Back to Hayworth. 4 minutes, 22 seconds to play third quarter. 40-28 the score. Lady Tornado basketball, ranked number 3 in the state. They're 24-2 on the year. Their only losses are to powerhouses, defending state champions Bearden and McMinn Central. McMinn Central beat Bradley and ended their undefeated season last week. So those are two of the best teams in the state of Tennessee, and they've lost by only 1 point in both games, I think. Hayworth drives in. Nice hop step. Missed the shot, though. Rebound to her. Back up. Cannon might have fouled her. No good. Rebound. Oh, nice play by Lindsay. Gives it off to Demetria. Lady Wildcats. They still killed us on the glass, but we got it finally. Perseverance paid off as Demetria goes in for a reverse layup. No good. Down she goes. Here comes Alcoa down the floor, coast to coast. Number 5 with it off the glass. Good. They score with Macy Ridge, and it's 42-28. We're just being out physical in this game, Mark. (42-28) the score. 3:19 to play third quarter. Zay with it, top of the circle. Pulls up, shoots a long three. It is no good. Good hustle for the rebound. Demetria had it. It's a jump ball. The alternate possession arrow on the held ball will give the ball to the Tornadoes. Nice crowd forming here. I see 8 or 10 of the students in attendance here, including a couple of our staff, Sean Knowles and Caleb Riker in the student section. They're normally on our crew here, but they're in high school, and they're getting the opportunity to be fans here in this Alcoa ball game. Here comes Macy Ridge down the floor. Long three by Alcoa. Hits the rim, no good, but the long rebound pulled down by the Tornadoes again, and they'll drive in. Layup, good. Nobody cut the middle off again. They're just outplaying us, Mark. I hate to say that about our Lady Wildcats, but they were just outplaying us in this one.
Yeah, we just can't give up, uncontested layups like we just did on that play, David.
Here comes Oak Ridge with it. Cannon Green with it out to the top of the circle. This is Zay spinning at the left elbow. Back to Ayana. Drives in for a layup herself. Good. They allow an easy shot there, and that's a nice play by Ayana Porter, and it's back to a 14-point game, 44-30 the score. Now, to the credit of the Lady Wildcats, this is one of the best teams in the state, as there's an offensive player control foul set up nicely by Zayana Stewart, and the official getting a little bit worse, and so is number 34 for them, Mac Brimmer. But Lady Wildcats playing a good team, but we aspire to be this good of a team. And I know we're shorthanded without Jenna Johnson, and I'm not making any excuses, and this is a senior-dominated team. They are mainly seniors on this Alcoa team as Oak Ridge drives in for another shot, that time missed by Demetria. It's pulled down on the floor by the Lady Tornadoes. Oak Ridge down by 14. Here's a steal by Oak Ridge and a layup, right-handed. That's what we need more, transition buckets. And Zay came ready to play. That's one person who has definitely shown up in this one.
Yeah, and that was just persistent defense, David. Double teaming as they give it over to Alcoa. Hayward takes a three, no good. Rebounded temporarily by the Lady Wildcats, but then a scrum ensues and jump ball is called.
44-32 the score, a minute 38 to play, third quarter. Lady Wildcats down 12 with an opportunity to close the gap once again. They were down double digits early in the ball game. They were down at one time 17-7. Actually, they were down 19-7 after one quarter, but then cut it to 6 on a 9-0 run. But they haven't been able to get much closer since that time, as Oak Ridge is going to be fouled here. I think it's going to go against Macy Ridge. You might correct me if I'm wrong.
It does, David. That'll be her second, team third of the second half. So the Lady Wildcats will have it side mid-court.
Lady Wildcat basketball. Here it comes. Oak Ridge charging in. Right elbow. Unable to shoot. Ayana gets it top of the circle. Minute 20 to play. Demetria for three. Oh, in and out. No good. Ayana on the rebound. Wanted to go right back up with it. Kicks the ball back out to Green. Cannon drives right along the baseline. The Wildcats get a layup. Demetria, good. It rolled on the rim. I thought it would never drop there, Mark.
Yeah, that a lot of anticipation involved in that shot, David.
Here they come down the floor. Lady Wildcats deflect the ball out of bounds. Back to a 10-point game. Oak Ridge down 44-34. The intensity of the Lady Wildcats has picked up just a bit. 56.6 seconds to play third quarter. Junior varsity won today. It was a close, tight ball game. Boys junior varsity. Their basketball in the paint. Here's a little hook shot up off the glass. Good. Made good by Macy Ridge. They're just a good basketball team.
Yeah, number 5, Macy Ridge. She's really hard to stop. So is Hayworth.
Here comes Oak Ridge with it. Cannon Green with it. Back to a 12-point game. Oak Ridge driving the baseline. Oh, she dribbled it off her foot out of bounds. Thought she was going to get a layup there, and she went quick, which she needed to do, but Demetria couldn't control the dribble. It goes out of bounds. It'll be Alcoa basketball. They're moving left to right, wearing their maroon jerseys with gray. The Wildcats in their home whites, cardinal, and a little black trim. 26 seconds to play, third quarter. Alcoa ball. They lead Oak Ridge by 12, but here's a steal by Oak Ridge. Lady Wildcats running. Wildcats all the way down to the hole. Shot is good. Lady Wildcats score with Ayana Porter, and is back to a 10-point game. Here they come down the floor. Alcoa with 8 seconds. Trying to get the ball across the midcourt line. That pass could have been picked off by Ayana. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. She's struggling with it. Will she get a shot off? No, it won't count as the third quarter comes to a close. So we've played 3 quarters of basketball here. 46-36 our score. Lady Wildcats down 10. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
Daniel Forrester has been recognized as one of East Tennessee's leading attorneys for nearly 2 decades. Civil disputes, criminal defense, divorces, and juvenile custody cases are all part of an impressive resume. Daniel's legal experience also includes representing clients in local, state, and federal courts. A husband and a father, Daniel is a Rule 31 certified mediator who has represented hundreds of families in Chancery Court. Call Daniel Forrester Law Office at 865-457-7900 for a free consultation.
Flatwater Tales Storytelling Festival brings 3 nationally acclaimed storytellers to the Grove Theater June 2nd and 3rd for 3 days of workshops and performances. The event is sponsored by the 3 Oak Ridge Rotary Clubs and happens the first weekend of June every year. This year's stories include American history through music, and I guess old John wasn't crazy after all about Oak Ridge prophet John Hendricks. Go to flatwatertales.com for more information and tickets. Please plan to join the fun this year at the Flatwater Tales Storytelling Festival.
Welcome back once again to the Wildcat Arena, the 4th and final quarter of outset, and our final regular season home game here at the Wildcat Arena. Oak Ridge down 10, 46-36. We're on prepradio.com. We're on Oak Ridge Schools Television Channel 15. We're on streaming our game on the internet as they get a shot off, blocked, and a foul call against Oak Ridge. Wildcats did a better job keeping her from getting an uncontested layup there, but they did slap her on the wrist, and they'll go to the free throw line. It'll be Macy Ridge once again.
Yeah, as I said earlier, David, number 5, she's just really tough. I mean, she just will back you down the whole way as she tries to get to, the bucket. She just has done that all night. Just really caused problems for Lady Wildcats. She has 15 now, 16 points in the game.
Back to a 12-point lead. Here comes Oak Ridge down the floor. 7:44 to play. Lady Wildcats have won 13 straight ball games. But as I talk about, this is the best team we've played since the Greenville tournament. As the Lady Wildcats get a shot up, no good. That time missed by Zayana. Lady Wildcats haven't faced a team this size since that Greenville tournament, the Thomas Dale team. Lady Wildcats played well in that game as they lob it down low, and they'll come off to the right side. Coach Bauman calling a new play. Here's the lob down the floor. Work the ball to the right block, and they get a 3. Nope, she won't take the shot. She's going to drive in, get a shot up, good, and a foul's called. Wow, I mean, they just do so many things well. I mean, they look like a machine out there the way they run their offense.
Yeah, they really do, David. As Ayana Porter, she picks up her 3rd foul, going to the line for the Lady Tornadoes will be, I believe it's number 34. It is. That's Mac Brimmer. She now with 5 points in the ball game.
And it's back to a 15-point lead. Lady Wildcats down 51-36. Just struggling a bit for offense here. Struggling for rebounds. Just a lot of things Alcoa has done. You got to credit Alcoa completely. As Zay drives in for the shot, no good. And she's fouled, and Zayana will go to the free throw line. 6:58 to play. Not taking anything away from Alcoa. Lady Wildcats, they just are outsized for one thing. And that is a problem we can't do much about. You can't grow them overnight. Alcoa is a senior-dominated team, and they just look like it. They play so well together. They look like they know exactly what they want to do all the time.
Yeah, they do. I mean, you can tell that this is a tight unit for the Lady Tornadoes. You said, how many seniors do they have?
6.
Wow.
Yeah, Brimmer, Taylor, Hayworth, Macy Ridge are all seniors, and a couple others, and Pfeiffer is a senior too. So basically their starting 5 are all seniors.
Yeah.
And, that's and this is going to be their year, I think. I honestly believe this will be their year because they definitely will be able to compete. If they're competing with a taller school like Oak Ridge, a bigger school than Oak Ridge, like Oak Ridge, that's a tough foul there, Mr. Queener. But there was some contact there. I thought maybe it was just a turnover, reach-in. Be a foul called against Oak Ridge, 51-38 the score. Their basketball, Lady Wildcats didn't pick up her right away. Now they'll set up their offense. 6:28 to play. Yeah, basically a senior lineup that's this good playing against. They lost to Bearden, who's undefeated on the year by 1 point. They're the defending state champions of 4A. So, they have played well all season long. As they get a shot up, no good. The Wildcats got to work a little harder for that rebound right there. They get a shot up, good. Lady Wildcats just got out hustled there for the glass on that particular trip. It's back to a 15-point game. Here comes Oak Ridge. Cannon Green with it, dribbles in. Thought she might take her in. Will not. Looks back door. Swings the ball back out here to Ayana Porter. Ayana dribbles. Hands it off to Zayana Stewart. Zay's going to dribble in. Penetrate the paint. Drive in. Pull up and shoot. Nice. Good. Off the glass, and she is fouled. Zayana Stewart, she's fearless tonight here. Lady Wildcats are down 53-40.
Yeah, that picks up a foul finally on their big girl, Amelia Pfeiffer, who's been causing so many problems down low for the Lady Wildcats. Unfortunately, that's just our first foul of the night. Zayana Stewart still remains perfect on the night from the free throw line. She now has 20 points.
53-41 the score. Lady Wildcats back to 12. Can't get it much. They've cut it down to a 10 a couple times, but they haven't been able to get any farther than that when the Lady Tornadoes go on a run, and there's going to be a kickball. That kind of saved Oak Ridge because Oak Ridge was not in position to slow down or stop Ainsley Pfeiffer down there. It'll be Alcoa basketball underneath the goal. 5:34 to play in the game. Tornado basketball, 53-41 the score. Here's a shot up. Good. They are just so good. That's a left-handed shot by Mac Brimmer off the glass, and they score yet another time. 55-41 the score, back to a 14-point game as Oak Ridge gets a little short shot. Good by Ayana Porter, and the Lady Wildcats are back to within 12.
Lady Wildcats, it doesn't matter their size. I mean, they are willing to go in amongst the trees in the lane as they did that time with Ayana Porter. Ayana Porter now with 8 points in the ball game for the Lady Wildcats.
55-43 the score, 5:13 to play in the game. They're going to drive in once again with it back to the goal. Shot is no good. Rebound, they're going to call a jump ball, the alternate possession arrow to Oak Ridge. This officiating crew's done a really good job, much better than what we saw the other night at Campbell County. Mark, I know you didn't go to that one. It was a rough one, even though the Wildcats were able to win. It was bad both ways, and that's all I'm going to say. Did you hear my new, as the Lady Wildcats going to drive in? No good. They missed a shot. Did you hear my new resolution? I've already blown my New Year's resolution, but I'm going to start spreading the love for the officials on Valentine's Day. That's going to be my Valentine's Day resolution. Be nice and spread the love to the officials.
Okay, well, you're going to have 3 Valentines this Valentine's Day. I look forward to hearing more about that.
Here comes Oak Ridge after their missed shot. Down the floor, Oak Ridge. Cannon with it, top of the circle. Cannon, no place to go but to Demetria, and she's going to fire a 3. No good. Good rebound for a moment there by Zay, and she's fouled by the Lady Tornadoes. 4 minutes, 24 seconds to play in the ball game. Oak Ridge trailing 55-43. There has been some improvement since the last time we played them. I believe we lost to them by 25 points the first time we played them, Mark. So there has been considerable improvement here. We had a good night that night from Jenna Johnson, who we do not have, as that free throw is missed, the first miss of the night for her. But Lady Wildcats have improved slightly. As the Lady Wildcats, I'm trying to run down the score of the first ball game. It wasn't pretty. I remember that as they get an easy one up. Good. And it's now 57-43, and a timeout is asked for. Alcoa lost their opening game to number 7 McMinn Central, and they lost to the Bearden Bulldogs 34-33 at Alcoa on January the 3rd. And since that loss, they have won 10 straight games, including wins over very good Sevier County team and Gatlinburg-Pittman, who are very highly ranked teams. Lady Wildcats, as I'm still trying to waste time here as I look down for that first ball game. Lady Wildcats did lose by 25 points on November the 30th, 65-40. So there has been a little bit of an improvement, although, it's it hasn't been a pretty ball game, but the Lady Wildcats have hung tough in this one.
Yeah, they have. I mean, it's hard to fight size in basketball. It just really is. I mean, if you're outsized, chances are you're not going to win unless you're just shooting tremendously from outside, which the Lady Wildcats are not. They're They only had 4 3-pointers at the first half, and they've got none in the second half. So, that's how you kind of bust it up against a bigger team, or, you use your speed. But Lady Tornadoes of Alcoa, they've got tremendous speed too. So I don't think you're going to do that against their bigs as well.
57-43 the score, 4:05 to play here in the ball game. Lady Wildcats trailing. Yana Porter gives it out to Lindsey Cleveland. Lindsey inside to Zay. Zay nearly stripped of the ball, saved on the floor by Zay. She's going to drive in the paint. Almost lost the ball. Wanted to shoot. Now swings the back to Cannon. A little right elbow shot. Good-looking shot. No good. Knocked out of bounds. Last touch by, I think, Zayana Stewart, and the Lady Wildcats will give the ball right back over to them. We're on prepradio.com. We're also on Oak Ridge Schools Television Channel 15. We're streaming this game, but as I said earlier, because the TSSAA charges for tournament ball games, is there's a driving layup good and a foul called against Oak Ridge. The Wildcats just have to get in a better position there to guard, and that one is going to be called against Oak Ridge, and they have an opportunity for a three-point play. But as I said, because of they charge $300 a game, that's what the radio station charges us to do 2 games, and that's what I guess the TSSAA makes some extra money. They don't kind of value the streaming part of it as a promotion for high school basketball. They look at it as a loss of revenue, but you can tell our crowds have not been affected since we have started streaming the games live. But we're going to have to find some sponsors, or we'll just have to do radio games or prep radio games on the internet or on Channel 15. Oak Ridge basketball, Cannon Green throws the ball away. Incidentally, speaking of tournaments, the Lady Wildcats will start tournament play on Thursday, February the 16th. They'll play at 7:30 against the winner of the Campbell County Central ball game. All the games will be at Powell. As they get a shot up, no good, but a foul is going to be called. So the Lady Wildcats will start play Thursday, February the 16th at 7:30 against the winner of Campbell County and Central. They'll play earlier in that week. The boys' first ball game will be Friday, February the 17th, a 7:30 ball game at Powell. As that free throw's up and good. Oak Ridge will take on the winner of the Central game, who are taking on the home team, the Powell Panthers. That's February the 17th, both 7:30 games. 61-43 our score. Lady Wildcats down 18, their biggest margin. Setting it up with 2 minutes and 50 seconds to play here. So it's kind of pulling away here, like they did at Alcoa in that ball game. Just kind of wore down the Lady Wildcats. Oak Ridge drives in with Zay, and she's fouled. And Zayana Stewart, who has about half of our points here tonight, Mark, will go to the free throw line once again.
Picking up the foul for the Lady Tornadoes will be Macy Ridge. That'll be her third, team 8th. So Zayana Stewart will go to the line. As you said, she's got 20 points, David, so just under half of our points as her first free throw's up and no good. So that's only her second miss from the free throw line tonight.
She'll have another one, 61-43 the score. Remember, between games, we'll have the senior night activities down on the floor. Hope you'll stay tuned for that. Zay's second shot, good. 61-44. Zayana approaching 400 points on the year. Timeout is asked for. We'll take it with them. We'll be back to the Wildcat Arena following this 60-second timeout.
I'm Mike Kelly with Betsy Coleman Realty. I'm a proud graduate of Oak Ridge High School, class of 1982, and a member of the 1980 state championship football team. As a lifelong resident of Oak Ridge, I would love to put my knowledge of the area to work for you should you have any real estate needs. You can contact me at 865-919-5559 or at betsycolemanrealty.com. Thank you, and roll Wildcats roll.
A winning tradition defines Oak Ridge Wildcat basketball. At Mortgage Investors Group,
And we appreciate Mortgage Investors Group for being one of our sponsors all season long and during football season. And we appreciate all of our sponsors. We couldn't do it without them, as the Tornadoes going to bring the ball up the floor against Oak Ridge's press. Hayworth coming down the floor, is going to drive past her defender, won't take the drive and won't shoot it. They're content to work some time off the clock. 2:28 to play. The Wildcats have not gotten much in the transition. credit that to the Alcoa Lady Tornadoes, who just played some outstanding ball. The ball's loose on the floor, picked up by Alcoa, then a reach in, and Coach Bauman and his Lady Tornadoes will call a timeout. Mark, I don't know. I don't know if you heard the schedule for the Wildcats of the district tournament. I'll run down the earlier ball games that will take place. It begins on Tuesday, February the 14th. That is Valentine's Day. I won't be able to show my love that day. 6 o'clock, the Powell girls will take on West. At 7:30, the Campbell County girls will take on Central. Then on Wednesday, February the 15th at 6 o'clock, the West High Rebel boys team will take on Campbell County, who gave Oak Ridge fits last Thursday night. That'll be a 6 o'clock game at Powell. Then at 7:30, the Powell Panthers will take on the Central Bobcats. Then, as I mentioned, Thursday, the Lady Wildcats play their first game, 7:30 against the Campbell County Central winner. The 6 o'clock game is Carnes and Powell. Carnes versus the Powell West winner on the girls' side. Then Friday, Carnes plays their first ball game on the boys' side at 6 against the Campbell County West winner. Oak Ridge plays the Central winner at 7:30 on Friday. Then Monday is the girls' consolation game at 6, the girls' championship game at 7:30. That's Monday, February the 20th. Then Tuesday, February the 21st, the boys' consolation game at 6, and 7:30, the boys' championship game. One of the keys about winning the district this year is, say, we'll just use Oak Ridge as an example. If Oak Ridge wins the district girls and boys, they will host the region tournament until they lose. And that's a great incentive to win the district championships.
Yeah, it really is, David. There's nothing like your home court. Unfortunately, the home court's not really in the favor of the Lady Wildcats tonight, but this Lady Tornado team is exceptional.
They get a wide open look at a shot. Lady Wildcats had to gamble a little bit defensively, and that's an easy shot for them, and it's up to a 19-point lead. 63-44 the score. Lady Wildcats with it. Ayana Porter holds it, gives it out to Demetria Strickland. Demetria around a screen to her right, bump, no call, and then she runs out of bounds or close to going out of bounds. Then either way, she turns the ball over to Alcoa. And we're going to have a whistle and a foul called over on the sideline across the way. Did Oak Ridge get a timeout called?
Actually, they called a travel on the Lady Tornado. She, was going after the ball, and she just kind of fell and slid a little bit along the ground. So Queener correctly called a travel, but then the Lady Wildcats, Coach Taylor called a timeout.
Remember last year's senior night, Oak Ridge had 6 or 7 seniors that graduated off of the boys team. So senior night seemed like it took forever. That's not going to be the case tonight. We had several seniors on the girls team. Lauren Hart for the Lady Wildcats, Samaj Clark, Gracie Heron, seniors on that team. So there was at least 3 seniors, and I apologize. I hope I hadn't forgotten anybody. But there were a ton of seniors on the boys team last year. Kel Slater, the Updegraff twins, Lucas Searcy. There were a ton of them on. But this is going to be a quick senior night tonight because there are also no senior cheerleaders as well. So it'll be Cannon Green, Bryson Comer, Grayson Strader, Marcus Peters, and that's it. And if you look at it, obviously Cannon will be a loss, a 3-year starter for the Lady Wildcats. But on the boys' side, Wildcats are going to return the bulk of their team. The big loss, obviously all of them are going to be a big loss, but, poor Bryson hasn't been able to play for the last 2 weeks or so, and Marcus is a bench player. Grayson Strader has seen the most action. They'll all be missed, but it's going to be a lot of people returning for both teams. Oak Ridge shoots a 3. It's on its way. No good. Rebounded back by Ayana Porter, and she'll set it up once again. Lady Wildcats and guys. Zay's going to get a shot off. No good, but she draws the foul. Back to my point here, Wildcats are going to return a lot of players, girls and guys, next year.
Yeah, they are, David, and that's exciting. We've said, for the last couple of years how good this Lady Wildcat team is going to be when, the crux of the players become seniors. I think the Lady Wildcats will be very similar to how the Lady Tornadoes are this year.
Of course, they'll be mainly juniors next year. Lady Wildcats don't have many juniors on the team that will be seniors, but they will return the bulk of the team, and we'll hopefully get Jenna Johnson back, as that free throw was good. And the Lady Wildcats trail 63-46. We're down to a minute 17 to play. Another breakdown once again on defense. When you have to extend your defense and gamble a little bit, sometimes things like that happen, and they just seem to be happening a lot here tonight against Lady Wildcats. Missed shot. I'd be surprised. I'm surprised Coach Taylor's still pressuring right now. You're down 65-46. Alcoa is still going to attack as long as we pressure them, as a block's going to be called, and that young lady took a crash down. Coach Taylor's very competitive. She doesn't kind of throw in the white flag very often, but I'm kind of surprised that she's not. I would assume Coach Bauman will just run it out here, but as long as the Wildcats are pressuring them, they're going to keep fighting us too.
Yeah, they are, and Hayworth will go to the line for the Lady Tornadoes. This is first point of the fourth quarter. She only had 2 points in the third quarter. She finished the first quarter with 12. She now has 15 points.
66-46 the score. Second toss, good. They just do so many things well. I mean, so many things well. And the Lady Wildcats are down 21 with under a minute to play here. Wildcats will regroup, play Clinton on Thursday, and that's always Oak Ridge knocks down a three with Ayana Porter. So Lady Wildcats still putting up a fight here. Lady Wildcats always now Lindsay Cleveland steals it, and she works the ball left side. Wildcats, little time here. Lindsay swings it out to Cannon, who launches a three. It's up, no good. Rebounded again by Ayana. She pulls a baseline jumper up, good. Ayana scores 5 quick points, and it's a 16-point game, and I guess that's why you don't call off the Dogs early, even though they're not going to win this ball game, but at least they showed a little fight here.
Yeah, and that's good to see. As you said, nobody wants to, really lose their final home game of the regular season. I'm not saying that they won't have any postseason games here, but I do like to see the Lady Wildcats continue to fight.
Free throws up, and it's good. Do they miss free throws, Mark? Very few.
Yeah, they missed a few in the first half, and they've missed a few in the second half as well.
Thank you very much, Mark. Oak Ridge basketball. Wildcats work it into Zayana. Zayana goes up for the shot. No good. Draws a foul with 9 seconds to play in the game. 68-51 the score. Mark, I know you can kind of slide on the. Some people are telling me that the Alcoa score is not completely on the screen. People are telling me that. You're closer to the computer than I am for sure, or the camera there. As Oak Ridge goes to the free throw line, 68-51. Zay shoots the first one, no good. She'll have another one though. Lady Wildcats trailing 68-51 on this Monday night Lady Wildcat game. The guys' game will follow. It is senior night. As I mentioned, we'll have the ceremony between ball games. Second toss, good. And it is 68-52. Here with 6 seconds. Don't foul. Wildcats still pressuring. 2-1. The final score is on the board. The Lady Wildcats have been defeated by a final score of 68-52. So that ends their 13-game losing streak. And hopefully Clinton, as they take on the Dragons on Thursday, Lady Wildcats can start a new winning streak and continue that 73-game winning streak they have over the Lady Dragons. Mark, got beaten by a better team, I think, here tonight at the Wildcat Arena.
Yeah, we did. It was a very physical game, a very fast-paced game as well. Kudos to the Lady Tornadoes. They're just a fantastic team. Very enjoyable to watch. They play, as I said, they play as a unit, and that's in my opinion, the best type of basketball to watch.
About to have a presentation down on the floor. Drayton Hawkins, the principal at Oak Ridge High School, and Joe Gaddis, the athletic director, going to present Paige Taylor with a ball commemorating her 200th win that came against Central earlier in the year. So congratulations to Coach Paige Taylor, and that's what they're presenting her down on the floor. We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll come back with our senior night activities. The Lady Wildcats defeated 68-52. We'll be back to the Wildcat Arena in 60 seconds.
In this moment, who has your back? Do you know your insurance agent's name? Does your agent know your name?
Or do you call a 1-800 number that connects you with someone in another state, maybe even another country? Why not call Fox Insurance Group in Oak Ridge, your local independent insurance agency with auto owner's insurance? We are someone you can call when stuff happens. In this moment, get an agent who will protect you in that moment.
Welcome
This
to
is Todd
Senior Night
Fox. Visit Fox
2023
Insurance
at
Group in
Oak
Oak Ridge
High
at
School.
GrayFoxINS.com.
We would like to recognize the senior members
Tennessee
of the
Oak Ridge
Oak Ridge
shows our
High School Wildcats and Lady Wildcats. We'll begin tonight's festivities as we recognize the 2023 Wildcats basketball team. Please direct your attention to the court where Joe Gaddis, Oak Ridge High School Athletic Director, Drayton Hawkins, Oak Ridge High School Principal, and David Faust, Senior Principal. We will welcome our senior basketball players and guests along with the head basketball coach, Aaron Green, assistant coaches, Ronnie Scott, Danny Green, and Ted Mitchell. Bryson Comer, son of Tracy Cruddington, Ernie and Jamie Comer. Marcus Peters, son of Charles and Stacy Peters. Grayson Strader, son of Scott and Jana Strader. We would like to say thank you to these Wildcats for their participation in athletics at Oak Ridge High School and for giving the fans the opportunity to watch them on the court as they have represented their team. Congratulations to these senior athletes and their families. We wish you continued success. And guest, along with head basketball coach Paige Taylor, assistant coaches Christina Sims and Todd Wright. Cannon Green, daughter of Paige Taylor and Aaron Green. Is that it? We would like to say thank you to this special Lady Wildcat for her participation in athletics at Oak Ridge High School and for giving the fans the opportunity to watch her on the court as she has represented her team. Congratulations to this senior athlete and her family. We wish you continued success. And a huge thank all of you, the Wildcat fans, who are here each week to support the many programs at Oak Ridge High School.
And we appreciate Travis Free, head baseball coach of the Oak Ridge High School team, for doing the PA and announcing senior night. That activity is over. Lady Wildcats lose the ball game today, 68-52. We'll take a break. Coach Taylor will join us at some point. Mark will have the stats, and we'll turn our attention to the boys' game. 68-52 was the final. We'll be back to the Wildcat Arena in 2 minutes.
Wildcat fans, this is Todd Fox. Auto Owners Insurance and Fox Insurance Group in Oak Ridge, a winning combination. We'll work with you to ensure your home, auto, business, and life keep everything you value safe, sound, secure. Auto Owners Insurance and Fox Insurance Group in Oak Ridge, the no problem people. For more information, visit grayfoxins.com or call 482-0513.
For personal, professional, and affordable accounting services, call Tracy Larrabee, CPA. Tracy's a 1978 graduate of Oak Ridge High School and can help with business, individual, estate, interest, tax accounting services, payroll processes for businesses, small business bookkeeping, tax planning, plus management advocacy services. Call Tracy Larrabee, CPA, 425-7736, or stop by 683 Emory Valley Road, Suite B. Tracy Larrabee, CPA.
Your pets are part of the family, and the caring professionals at MacArthur Animal Hospital know this, and they put their years of veterinary experience in caring to work. MacArthur Animal Hospital is located at 2190 Oak Ridge Turnpike in Oak Ridge. To learn more or to make an appointment, please call Dr. Paul Sluha at 865-482-1797. MacArthur Animal Hospital is proud to support some other cats, too, the Oak Ridge Wildcats, and they would like to wish them well this season. MacArthur Animal Hospital, proudly serving the Oak Ridge area. 482-1797.
Sexton Automotive of Oak Ridge is proud to be a family and locally owned full-service car dealership.
Because of our outstanding commitment to service and our competitive prices, you will not find a better experience buying a pre-owned vehicle than at Sexton Automotive of Oak Ridge. We never charge any dock or add-on fees and have no pressure environment.
Our rental fleet offers a variety of vehicles specializing in large passenger vans to help get your large group wherever you are headed.
Roll Wildcats Roll, Dennis Radovac, Oak Ridge High School, class of 2008.
Get your next in at Sexton, Elizabeth Beard, Oak Ridge High School, class of 2001. Online 24/7 at sextonautos.com.
Welcome back once again to the Wildcat Arena. Mark, you've got the final statistics of the girls' game.
Thank you very much, David. As you said, Lady Wildcats fall to the Lady Tornadoes of Alcoa by a final score of 68-52. Look at the statistics first for Oak Ridge. They're led in scoring by Zayana Stewart. She had 21 points in the ball game. She was 6 of 13 from the field. She was 9 of 12 from the free throw line. Also in double figures for the Lady Wildcats was Ayana Porter. She had 13. She was 6 of 12 from the field. 6 points added by Cannon Green on senior night. 2 of 7 from the field. 2 of 2 from the free throw line. 5 points for Demetria Strickland. She was 2 of 15 from the field. Let's see, 2 points for Bella Boone. She was 2 of 2 from the free throw line. 2 points also by Lindsay Cleveland. She was 1 of 6 from the field. So as a team, the Lady Wildcats were 17 of 54 from the field. They were 12 of 33 in twos, 5 of 21 in threes, and 13 of 16 from the free throw line. Now looking at the Lady Tornadoes, they were led in scoring by Macy Ridge. She had 21 points. 8 of 12 from the field, 5 of 5 from the free throw line. 16 points by Carly Hayworth. She was 3 of 8 from the field, perfect 9 of 9 from the free throw line. Also in double figures for the Lady Tornadoes was Mac Bremer. She was 5 of 9 from the field, 1 of 1 from the free throw line. 6 points for Bella Dougherty off the bench for the Lady Tornadoes. She was 2 of 4 from beyond the three-point line. Ainsley Pfeiffer had 5 points for the Lady Tornadoes. She was 2 of 2 from the field, 1 of 2 from the free throw line. And Amelia Pfeiffer, she added 9 points for the Lady Tornadoes. She was 3 of 11 from the field, 3 of 7 from the free throw line. As a team, the Lady Tornadoes were 23 of 48 from the field. They were 20 of 37 in twos. They were 3 of 11 in threes. And they were impressive 19 of 24 from the free throw line. Lady Wildcats basically trailed the entire game, I believe, David. I know that they scored. Macy Ridge scored right off the bat for them with a backdoor layup. And I don't think the Lady Wildcats ever got a lead. After the first quarter, the Lady Wildcats trailed 19-17. Lady Wildcats outscored the Lady Tornadoes in the second quarter, 17-15, but that only cut the lead to 10 as the Lady Wildcats trailed 34-24 at the half. In the third quarter, both teams knotted at 12 points apiece, so the Lady Wildcats trailed still by 10, 46-36. And then in the fourth quarter, the Lady Tornadoes really opened it up on the Lady Wildcats, outscoring the Lady Wildcats 22-16. And that's how we get to the final score. Lady Wildcats fall to the Lady Tornadoes 68-52. David?
Can you do the scoring, just the numbers for Oak Ridge once again? One of our biggest fans didn't catch all the numbers.
Okay. Zayana Stewart, she had 21. Ayana Porter had 13. 6 points for Cannon Green. 5 points for Demetria Strickland. 2 points for Bella Boone. And 2 points for Lindsay Cleveland.
Thanks a lot, Mark. Why don't we turn our attention to the boys' game as we wait for Coach Paige Taylor to join us, who has presented a ball for her 200th win. I forgot to tell you this, but last week, and it didn't count for all of Oak Ridge, but Coach Green won his 500th game in the game against Campbell County here at the Wildcat Arena. That's counting his Cleveland and Oak Ridge. 350 wins came here at Oak Ridge. We're a few minutes away from the boys. Shawnee, you got more information about the boys' game?
I do. Thanks, David. Tonight here, turning our attention to the boys' game on this senior night of 2023. Oak Ridge has 3 seniors on the roster, as we just saw recognized down on Jill Pruden Court: Bryson Comer, Grayson Strader, and Marcus Peters. None of the 3 were starters before this season, but have contributed greatly to the 20-3 record. Bryson Comer has been in the program for 4 years and has 149 career points. Marcus Peter is in the first season as a Wildcat and has tailed 55 points this year in 3 9-pointers. Grayson Strader had the most varsity experience into this season and now has 340 career points and 25 3-pointers in his 2 varsity seasons. This senior class is 72-13 since their sophomore year, with only Bryson playing that year. He got into 2 games that year. None of the 3 played varsity ball as a freshman. Tonight, the Wildcats take on Alcoa for the second time this season. Oak Ridge won at Alcoa 56-54 on December 1st. Grayson Strader blocked a shot to secure the win the final seconds. Brennan Scott led Oak Ridge with 21 points and 5 3-pointers. Jabril Coco had 19 to lead the Tornadoes. Last season, Oak Ridge swept the Tornadoes, winning 80-71 at Alcoa and 87-56 here at the Wildcat Arena. The Wildcats have won 14 straight in the series, dating back to Alcoa's last win in 1998. The Wildcats lead the series 62-30 since the first game in 1949. The Wildcats, with their win on Tuesday over Campbell County, won the 20th game of the season. This is the 13th straight season with 20 or more wins. The Wildcats in their 80 seasons have won 20-plus games 56 times. The win over Campbell County also won the Wildcat yet another season district championship. The Wildcats will be the top seed at the District 3 tournament and have earned a berth to the regional tournament. Oak Ridge will close out their season later this week when they travel to Clinton on Thursday. The Wildcats defeated Clinton 81-46 back on January 3rd. The Wildcats on Saturday will close out their season at Fulton. Fulton defeated Oak Ridge last season 64-59. The Wildcats will begin tournament play at Powell on Friday, February 17th at 7:30 against the winner of the Central and Powell. Those 2 will play each other on Wednesday at 7:30. We will broadcast all remaining games on FM 92.7, but will not be able to stream the games on YouTube without sponsors. The TSSAA charges a $100 fee for taped delayed games and $300 for any live game. Any person or business wishing to sponsor any upcoming tournament game should contact David for more information. You can contact him at dccatvoice@aol.com or call him at 865-310-7207. Tonight we are sponsored by the Flatwater Storytelling Tales Festival. The Flatwater Tales Storytelling Festival brings 3 nationally acclaimed storytellers to the Grove Theater beginning June 2nd for 3 days of workshops and performances. The event is sponsored by the 3 Oak Ridge Rotary Clubs and happens on the first weekend of June every year. This year, stories include American history through music, and I guess old John wasn't crazy after all about the Oak Ridge prophet John Hendricks. Go to flatwaterstales.com for more information and tickets. We are live here at Wildcat Arena on prepradio.com and Channel 15. We're also streaming live on our YouTube channel, Prep Radio. Our sponsors for tonight's game are the Fox Insurance Group, 10 Bank of Oak Ridge Utility District, Mortgage Investors Group, Mike Kelly with Betsy Coleman Realty, Laura Lynn Green with State Farm Insurance. We appreciate our sponsors who have been with us all season long. We'd also like to thank Sandy Henry and Terry Lee for their continued support as well. It's time for a break, and when we come back, Mark will have the starting lineup and the tip-off tonight's game between Oak Ridge and Alcoa. We'll be back in 3 minutes.
Flatwater Tales Storytelling Festival brings 3 nationally acclaimed storytellers to the Grove Theater June 2nd and 3rd for 3 days of workshops and performances. The event is sponsored by the 3 Oak Ridge Rotary Clubs and happens the first weekend of June every year. This year's stories include American history through music, and I guess old John wasn't crazy after all about Oak Ridge prophet John Hendricks. Go to flatwatertales.com for more information and tickets. Please plan to join the fun this year at the Flatwater Tales Storytelling Festival.
Welcome back once again to the Wildcat Arena here. The starting lineups about to be introduced down on the floor. Mark, you've got the starting lineups for tonight's game. Oak Ridge taking on the Alcoa Tornadoes.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Oak Ridge High School, home of your Oak Ridge Wildcats. Tonight we play host to the Alcoa Tornadoes. First, for the starting lineups, for Alcoa. And guard number 2, Kevin Carter. And guard number 3, Eli Cobb. And guard number 4, Brady Pond.
Daniel Forrester has been recognized as one of East Tennessee's leading attorneys for nearly 2 decades. Civil disputes, criminal defense, divorces, and juvenile custody cases are all part of an impressive resume. Daniel's legal experience also includes representing clients in local, state, and federal courts. A husband and a father, Daniel is a Rule 31 certified mediator who has represented hundreds of families in Chancery Court. Call Daniel Forrester Law Office at 865-457-7900 for a free consultation.
Now the starting lineups for the Oak Ridge High School Wildcats, coached by Aaron Green. Mark?
And guard junior number 10, Brennan Scott.
Wildcats will start Brennan Scott here today. He is a junior player for the Wildcats. Brennan is averaging 14 points per ball game. The second starter will be the point guard for the Wildcats. That's Raekwon Watson, averaging 8.3 points per ball game. The third starter for the Wildcats will be Caden Brightheart. Caden is averaging 12.7 points per ball game. The other starters will be the seniors on this team, with the exception of Bryson Comer, who's not able to go, but he is here. Marcus Peters, he'll start today, averaging 2.8 points per ball game. And the fifth starter will be Grayson Strader, averaging 12 points per ball game. I'm just happy to see Bryson Comer down on the bench, Mark. He has not even been to a ball game in over almost 3 weeks, and hasn't been able to practice because of an injury sustained in the West game at West. I'm just happy to see him here tonight.
I mean, as you said, David, he just really hadn't been on the bench for the Wildcats, so great to have him able to support his teammates tonight.
And we're about to get underway here for for this ball game. The 93rd time the two teams have played. Grayson Strader will jump. Ball's up, controlled by Grayson, and that's a re-jump. They'll do that one more time here. Wildcats, they'll reset the clock to 8. We'll get the starters for the Tornadoes in a moment here. Well, they're going to say Oak Ridge shouldn't have touched it. Or Alcoa shouldn't have touched it. It'll be Oak Ridge basketball. So we're underway here. The Wildcats trying to win their 21st game of the year. as they'll take on the Tornadoes here at the Wildcat Arena. The two teams split last year. Actually, the Wildcats swept the series last year as the Wildcats working in Marcus Peters. That's a great start for the Wildcats, and Marcus scores the first 2 points of the ball game.
Yeah, Marcus not a normal starter, but he gets the starter. He gets the starting position on senior night, and he gets the first 2 points for the Wildcats.
Here come the Tornadoes with the basketball. Number 3, that's Tucker Trent, not the Tucker Trent who played basketball and football for the Wildcats a few years ago. Tina, this is not your son out here playing. It'll be Alcoa driving in for a little 6-footer. That's off the glass. Shot is good. And it's 2-2, and down the floor will come the Wildcats. Brighthart with it over to Ray Ray. Ray Ray at top of the circle, off to Caden. Caden to Ray Ray. The Wildcats in a 2-2 game. Give it into Grayson Strader. Ball knocked out by Alcoa. Wildcats with Marcus Peters, Grayson Strader, Raekwon Watson, Caden Brighthart, and Brennan Scott. Brennan had 21 points the first time the two teams played. Way back in November the 30th, I believe it was, at Alcoa. Marcus to work the ball in. It comes to Grayson, to Caden. Caden Brighthart drives in for the layup, and it's good. They gambled a little bit on defense there, and the Wildcats made them play, and Caden drives in for a bucket, and the Wildcat lead is 4-2. 6:56 to play in the first period. Standing at the midcourt circle, Javian Carter, they launch a 3. It's up, no good, and I think we're going to be called for a personal foul in the act of shooting a 3. That's the second time tonight that's happened. The girls gave up 1, and now they're going to send Carter to the free throw line. That is a no-no in basketball, Mark.
Yeah, and it happened right in front of Coach Green. So, unfortunately for Caden Brighthart, he picks up that foul, team foul, number 1 as well. That first free throw up by Carter is up and good.
Back to the free throw line they go. 4-3 the score. 4-4 is the score. And they'll have another one here. Back to the free throw line once again. Alcoa trying to take their first lead of the night. Looking at the toss. On its way, 3 for 3. And the Wildcats trail 5-4, and down the floor will come Oak Ridge. Ray Ray with it across the line, top of the circle, drives right to the hole. They didn't guard him, he scores. That happened in the girls' game. It was like the sea just opened up, and Ray Ray just had an easy drive to the bucket.
Yeah, he said, if you're going to give it to me, I'm going to take it, because those opportunities don't show themselves very often.
Here comes Carter driving against Oak Ridge, setting it outside. Now they'll drive the paint, kick it out to number 4. That's Brady Hahn. He works the ball at the free throw line and drills one. Kind of a line drive shot. And the Wildcats trail now 7-6 in a high-scoring first 2 minutes of this basketball game from Oak Ridge. Caden Brighthart with the basketball, holds it, gives it off to Ray Ray at the midcourt circle. Marks out a play with his right hand, dribbles with his left, and gives it off to Marcus in the left corner. Over it goes to Ray Ray, looks down low to a cutting Strader, drives right, gives it off to Caden Brighthart, kicks it back out to Marcus. Marcus drives in, thought about shooting, puts it up, and scores. Marcus Peters with 4 points in the ball game, and the Wildcats retake the lead 8-7.
I don't know if he's left-handed or not, David, but he had a nice move where he penetrated to the right and just spun back to the left and put it up with the left.
Wildcats got to play a little defense here. In the lead, 8-7, 5:38 to play. Their basketball, wearing maroon jerseys with more gray jerseys with maroon and white. Wildcats wearing their home whites with cardinal and black. 8-7 Wildcats. Non-district ball game. The district games are over. The Wildcats have won the district, boys and girls, and will be the number 1 seed of the District 3 tournament when it begins next week. The Wildcats girls will play Thursday. The boys will play next Friday. Here comes the shot from just inside the arc. It's up, no good. Brennan tracks down the rebound for the Wildcats and brings it down the floor for Oak Ridge. Brennan Scott pulls up, launches a 3. Good. That's a great sign. When Brennan is on fire from the beginning, he usually carries it out through 4 quarters of basketball, and the Wildcats have an 11-7 lead.
And that's great to see, David, because he kind of struggled in our last home game, really scoring from both beyond the arc and inside the arc.
Here comes a steal by Oak Ridge on a deflection. Grayson Strader on a 3-on-1, takes it strong to the hole. Good. Grayson Strader hits the bucket, draws the foul, and will go to the free throw line. The Wildcat defense creating some offense, and Grayson will go to the free throw line, a 76.4% free throw shooter.
Picking up the foul for the Alcoa was Eli Owens. That's his first, team first. As you said, Grayson Strader goes to the line, hoping to complete the three-point play, and he does.
Wildcats by 7, 14-7, 4 minutes, 34 seconds to play in the first period here at the Wildcat Arena. Thursday night will be at the Don W. Lockhart Gym as the Wildcats will take on the Clinton Dragons and Lady Dragons. Then Saturday night, the Wildcats will be at the Jody Wright Gymnasium at Fulton as they get a shot up. Good. They score with number 30. That's Jude Green, and a timeout is asked for. 14-9 is our score. We'll be back to the Wildcat Arena following this 30-second timeout.
Flatwater Tales Storytelling Festival brings 3 nationally acclaimed storytellers to the Grove Theater June 2nd and 3rd for 3 days of workshops and performances. The event is sponsored by the 3 Oak Ridge Rotary Clubs and happens the first weekend of June every year. This year's stories include American history through music, and I guess old John wasn't crazy after all about Oak Ridge prophet John Hendricks. Go to flatwatertales.com for more information and tickets. Please plan to join the fun this year at the Flatwater Tales Storytelling Festival.
Welcome back once again to the Wildcat Arena where the Lady Wildcats have been defeated today, but the guys are up 5 as we start play once again. 4:16 to play. The Wildcats try to get it inside to Grayson Strader. It's knocked out of bounds by Eli Owens. 14-9 the score. Oak Ridge in the lead. First quarter action here. As I mentioned, Clinton on Thursday, then Saturday the Wildcats conclude the regular season against the Fulton Falcons, a very good Fulton team as we saw. They've got the Twins back this year. Should be a great ball game Saturday night as it always is. Oak Ridge Caden Brightheart shoots a 3 with his left hand and knocks it down. Wildcats now 2 for 2, I think, on threes, and they lead at 17-9.
Yeah, they are. Unfortunately for Alcoa, they left Caden Brightheart open. He took advantage.
Alcoa with the basketball, 17-9 the score. Dribbling out high comes their point guard. He kicks the ball back out to number 4, Brady Hahn. Swings the ball to the right side to number 20 in the ball game. They work the ball cross court back to the left side. It goes to Hahn for 3. It's no good. Marcus on the rebound. Marcus Peters coming out of there with the basketball. 17-9 the score. Here's Ray with it. Ray dribbles in. Oh, great pass inside to Graydon. He looked like he was going to pull up and shoot that, and he just launched it over to Grayson on a one bounce pass, and that was an easy bucket for Grayson. Great pass. Give the assist to Ray as they launch a 3 and knock it down. Back the other way will come Oak Ridge. Raekwon with it. Over goes Brennan from the right corner. Another 3 knocked down. The Lady Wildcats, or the guys, the Lady Wildcats struggled from the perimeter, but the guys are on fire, and they're up by 10, 22-12. 3 for 3 on 3-pointers, and that's the second for Brennan. With the basketball will come Hahn at the free throw line. He works the ball down on the left block against Marcus. They work the ball down low. They get a shot up, blocked by Grayson, picked up by Eli, and he puts it in and scores. Eli Owens knocks it in. We haven't had a whole lot of defense to this one. 22-14, 2:33 to play. Here's the lob to Brennan again. His time the 3 is partially rejected, and then out of bounds it goes. It'll be Oak Ridge basketball underneath the goal. Wildcats on fire shooting from the perimeter.
Yeah, as you said, David, that was just their first miss. But Brennan's second shot, I was really impressed with what a quick trigger that he had on that shot, because he didn't have the ball in his hands very long at all.
Wildcat basketball. Caden thought about shooting another one. Swings it out here to Brennan. He's going to drive in for what's going to be a little 6-footer. Hits the rim a little bit too hard. On the rebound will come Coco. Here come the Tornadoes down the floor. Oak Ridge in the lead, 22-14. Driving with it will come Javian Carter. His shot is no good, but a foul is going to be called out on the perimeter with 2:10 to play in the first quarter. And off the bench, about to come into the ball game for Oak Ridge, will come Cooper Williams. Cooper has gotten the start maybe the last 4 or 5 ball games, but he's about to come into the game now. To the line will go Alcoa once again. This young man, I think, is 4 for 4 at the free throw line.
He is, David.
And back to the line he'll go. That is Javian Carter. Looking for the roster on the seniors and what class they're in. Javian Carter is a good player, I can tell you that. He is a junior player, 6'2". Down the floor will come the Wildcats. Their lead is 22-16. Ray with the basketball to Grayson Strader. He thought about shooting a 3. Will not take it. Works the ball to Ray, who drives the paint, goes in for the shot, missed it. Rebound to the Tornadoes. 22-16 the score. Had a good drive, just didn't finish the shot. Here they come down the floor. They launch a long 3. It's up, no good. Grayson has the rebound, pushes it quickly to Ray. Ray comes down the floor, 22-16 the score, Oak Ridge ball. Grayson Strader to Brennan Scott. Brennan walks with the basketball. Just didn't put it down on the floor, and that's a turnover. Good call. Actually, the officiating in this game and the girls' game has been pretty good tonight.
Yeah, Coach Green didn't agree with that call, but the referee explained it to him there, so I'm sure he feels much better now.
Yeah, I'm sure he does. Minute 38 to play here in the first quarter, 22-16. Oak Ridge in the lead, trying to win their 21st game of the year. I think I mentioned this stat the other day. I know I did to Coach Green, but this is the 80th season as Carter dribbles in against Cooper and wants to fire one over the top. No good. Gets his own rebound, puts it in, and scores. This is the 80th year of Oak Ridge High School basketball and football, really, and sports and all sports, as Oak Ridge's Price Davis is going to push up a three. No good. Cooper, a big rebound. Up, good, and he's fouled. Cooper just kind of tipped the ball to himself, and he'll have an opportunity at the free throw line. 80 years of football, the Wildcat team, as a team, is averaging 21 wins per year and only 8 losses. That's incredible over an 80-year span.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, watching Cooper Williams that time, David, just fight down low for that rebound was exactly what the Lady Wildcats needed tonight.
Cooper was an 85% free throw shooter. He misfires on that one. It's a 6-point game, 24-18. 18 points is a ton of points for an Oak Ridge defense to give up in one quarter. Coach Green will address that first, I'm sure, as Carter has the ball ripped out of his hands by Ray. Ray's going to drive coast to coast for a layup. No good. Price on the rebound, and he's fouled. No, he's just going to have his shot knocked out of bounds. Be Oak Ridge basketball. There was a lot of contact on the other end of the floor there. I think Carter wanted a foul. Not forthcoming. It'll be Oak Ridge ball. Ray to work the ball in. Price Davis playing for the Wildcats. In it comes to Grayson. Nice pass into Cooper. Falls down. Maybe because he was shoved.
Yeah, I think he was assisted.
Yeah.
And, number 11, the assist on that one.
You know, to knock Cooper down, that's something. As Coco knocks him down. The Tornadoes wanted to travel as that ball's worked into Grayson once again. Grayson swings it out to Price. Price is going to drive in the paint, kicks it out to Brennan, takes a double dribble, puts up a shot way short, gets his own rebound, drives right back into it, and Coach Mr. Queener calls a charge against Brennan Scott. Pretty good defense there by Alcoa. Brennan went up. The guy had planted in the paint there, and that's a foul called against the Wildcats. 31 seconds to play first quarter, 24-18 the score. The Wildcats playing with Raekwon Watson, Price Davis in the ballgame, Brennan Scott, Grayson Strader, and Cooper Williams. The Wildcats have Caden Brighthart out of the ballgame. Is Caden in some foul trouble right now?
Yeah, he picked up the first 2 fouls for the Wildcats.
The basketball will come the Tornadoes, 10 seconds to play. Carter with it. The Wildcats beat them 56-54 at Alcoa earlier, as there's a steal by Grayson with 2. With 1, launches not in time, wouldn't have gone anyway as the first quarter comes to a close. So we've played one quarter basketball here at the Wildcat Arena. Oak Ridge on top, 24-18. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
Epoxy Insurance Group is a local agency. We've got a great staff. We're knowledgeable. The most rewarding thing about working in insurance is taking care of customers. When they come in, a lot of times they don't know what coverages they need. They're relying on us to give them the right coverage that's going to fit their needs, but also at a competitive price. Anybody can go to any agent, or they can call any 1-800 number. But getting that right agent that's going to take care of them and be there in time of need, and that's what we're here to do.
Daniel Forrester has been recognized as one of East Tennessee's leading attorneys for nearly 2 decades. Civil disputes, criminal defense, divorces, and juvenile custody cases are all part of an impressive resume. Daniel's legal experience also includes representing clients in local, state, and federal courts. A husband and a father, Daniel is a Rule 31 certified mediator who has represented hundreds of families in Chancery Court. Call Daniel Forrester Law Office at 865-457-7900 for a free consultation.
Welcome back once again to the Wildcat Arena. Second quarter just now underway. The Wildcats, watch them shoot and miss. The Wildcats coming back down the floor. 7:46 to play here in the second quarter. Oak Ridge on top, 24-18 over Alcoa. Brendan Scott looks into Shamar Green, who's in the ball game to start the second quarter. The Wildcats have Grayson Strader and Price Davis. The Wildcats drive in. Shot off the glass. Good by Ray. And the Wildcat lead is back to 8.
Ray now with 4 points for the Wildcats, David. As you said, 26-18, Wildcats on top.
Here comes a shot by the Tornadoes. It's up and good. We're talking about an offensive juggernaut here. Both teams putting up big numbers. We've already seen 46 points scored already. Ray from the left elbow. That one's off the mark. Grayson had the rebound, but he stepped out of bounds as he pulled down the board, and it'll be Alcoa with the basketball coming down the floor. 26-20 the score. The Lady Wildcats lost their ball game today. Wildcats played hard, but just kind of got outmanned by a bigger, stronger, senior-dominated team from Alcoa, who's ranked number 3 in the latest Associated Press poll, and I think they're better than that. 26-20 the score. Alcoa basketball moving right to left here in the second quarter. Wildcats have Caden Brightheart back in the ball game now. They work the ball for 3, right corner. It's good. Alcoa's got some talent on both the boys and the girls team, as Quez Thomas is also in the ball game. Wildcats playing a lot of players early.
Yeah, they are. Jaquez Thompson, as you said, David, in the game now, along with Brendan Scott, who causes a turnover.
And they'll get a layup opportunity. It's going to be a foul, a blocking foul against Quez. And that stop was going to be a layup here. Coach Green didn't like it. Coach Green kind of arguing with Queener and the other official. He's not too happy about it. 26-23 the score. Shamar Green, Grayson Strader, Caden Brightheart, Quez Thomas, and Brennan comes out of the game after the turnover. To the line for them will go Jabril Coco, I think. Are they going to say?
Yeah. No, they're going to. I guess it's going to be their ball under their own basket.
I think Matthew Queener actually got together with the other official and said no, that he was not shooting. It'll be their basketball. Brady Hahn will work the ball in from the baseline, lobs it in up high, saved by Carter. Carter backs up with Caden defending him. Caden's got to be careful playing with 2 fouls. Javian Carter against Quez now. Left elbow, dribbles right, kicks it out in the corner. Wide open shot. This one's no good. Wildcats Grayson Strader has the board. Oak Ridge by 3, 26-23. Grayson Strader with it. Got to get him involved in the offense as Caden works it over to Quez. Didn't catch it cleanly. Marcus Peters is back in the ball game. Quez with it outside the line. 26-23. Quez dribbles in, takes it strong, and what are they going to call? I think that's going to be what? It's going to be a personal foul.
On Dick Quez, I think.
I think so. He kind of was out of control. The guy had been standing there a while. He ran him over, and that's a personal foul. How many team fouls now is that on Oak Ridge?
That's the 5th team foul. Only 3 for Alcoa tonight, David.
Here come the Tornadoes. 5:52 to play second quarter. 26-23 the score. Hahn with the basketball, giving it off to Carter. You might remember how that game ended. It was nice move there. A shot is partially rejected, and foul's going to be called against Caden. That's going to be his 3rd. Went up to try to block it. Coach Green doesn't agree with it, but I saw contact. That's his 3rd foul. Caden arguing the point. Did you see much contact there?
Yeah, I mean, he was definitely, I guess you got the halo rule, or used to have the halo rule. He was definitely inside of that, causing some physical contact. We'll put it that way.
You talk about a good free throw shooter. Carter is a machine at the charity stripe.
Yeah, he's 6 of 6 from the charity stripe now, David. He's got 10 total points, 4 from the field, 6 from the free throw line.
Caden's going to have to sit the rest of the half, I would assume. You know, he usually draws the assignment of the best player on the opposite team, and unfortunately, he's committed 3 fouls against Carter, and he's made him pay as Oak Ridge tried to throw the ball inside to Shamar, and they get a 3 off and the lead. Good. 3-point shot off of a turnover, just not a great pass by the Wildcats, and Oak Ridge trails for the first time 27-26. So it's been all Alcoa here the last few minutes, and Coach Green not too happy, and Quez is going to come out of the ball game now, and Oak Ridge will substitute Ray back into the game. I think it'll be Oak Ridge's ball, and they'll work it in from the side court, and they work the ball top of the circle to Ray. Ray around the left side of Marcus Peters. Marcus had a good start. Nice pass inside Shamar. Goes up for the shot. No good, but he does draw the foul. I think he took that extra step, and then when he looked up, he realized he was on the other side of the backboard. He got bailed out by the foul by the Alcoa Tornadoes, and Shamar will go to the free throw line.
Yeah, he got his defender up in the air, David, and then wisely, went up for the shot after that, easily drawing the foul.
Shamar's averaging 4.9 points per ball game, and that's steadily rising over the last month or so. Knocks down the free throw, ties the ball game. He's not been a great free throw shooter, but to his credit, he hadn't been there much. He's a 44.4% free throw shooter on the year, but he knocks down that first one. He can give Oak Ridge the lead once again with his second. And he does. And the Wildcat lead is 28-27 with 5:06 to play here in the second quarter. The Wildcats, though, without Caden Brightheart, that's a big part of their offense and defense out of the ballgame right now. They're going to have to adapt to that as they drive in along the baseline. Partially rejected shot, no good. Rebound to Alcoa. To me, that's a jump ball, and it is. The alternate possession arrow will give the ball to the Wildcats. Good hustle there, and a good call by the official as well.
Yeah, I think the Oak Ridge fans wanted possibly a technical foul for number 4, who just kind of threw the ball away. Kind of a little unsportsmanlike conduct there. And number 4 will come out of the game for the Tornadoes now.
And once again, it'll be the Wildcats with the lead and the basketball coming down the floor. 28-27 the score. Oak Ridge's Marcus Peters lobs it into Shamar. He'll turn, he'll spin, he'll shoot. He's fouled again. And Shamar Green will go to the free throw line. I think the foul's going to be called against Ale. And that'll be Shamar going back to the free throw line for the Wildcats.
Yeah, Ale will pick up his second personal foul, team 6th for Alcoa. So let's see, number 2, Shamar Green will go to the line. So the bonus will be in effect for the Wildcats from here on out.
Shamar on the year has tallied now, that's 3 straight free throws here. He's now 13 of 30 on the year, and that's a low total. Just really started playing here more recently as that second toss is no good. Rebound, I thought Grayson had it. Then it's knocked out of bounds. Or did they call a foul against Grayson? I guess they're going to say it was last touched by Grayson out of bounds and no foul. Oak Ridge on top, 29-27. 4 minutes, 32 seconds to play second quarter. I've tried to tell this story about 10 times here, Mark, but you probably remember Grayson blocking that shot with hardly any time left in the game. 4 seconds, I believe, at Alcoa to preserve a 56-54 win as the Wildcats get a rebound. That's Grayson Strader with the rebound. And Grayson's going to take it strong to the hole. Count it. And he's fouled if it counts. He went all the way down the floor, and they're going to call a travel, I believe, against Grayson Strader. That's a tough call.
No, they're going to call a player control foul on him, actually, David. So that'll be his first foul, team 7th. Coach Green he absolutely did not agree with that call.
I didn't agree with it either, but I wasn't honestly watching. I was actually getting a tweet out here. I'm trying to tweet different things about the seniors. I should pay attention to the ball game here. 29-27 the score. Wildcats by 2, 4:07 to play here in the second period. Alcoa with the basketball. There it goes to Carter, guarded by Ray now. Looks to drive, does, stops, pops, blocked. They get the rebound, though, and they'll set up the offense once again to big Eli Owens. His shot is blocked by Shamar. Marcus Peters coming down the middle of the floor. Kicks it off right side. Brennan for 3. No good. Rebound tracked down by Alcoa. Here come the Tornadoes flying down the floor. Number 3 with it along the baseline. Three-pointer, top of the circle, hits the rim, no good. Whoa, skying for the board that time. Shamar Green, and the Wildcats have it once again. Ray dribbles in, cannot go all the way into the paint like they gave him earlier, and he'll back it up once again. Now he'll drive in, kick it out to Grayson Strader. He's got a 3, no good. Shamar with the rebound, goes right back up with it. What are they going to call? Is that going to be another player control foul? Is that like the 4th offensive foul called against the Wildcats?
I believe it is. That's the first foul for Shamar Green, but I think there's a lot of acting involved in that one. I think I would have called a block on that one rather than a charge.
They did call it, and back the other way will come Alcoa once again. The Wildcats in the lead, 29-27 the score, 3:11 to play here in the second period. We saw a lot of scoring as Carter launches a 3. Good. That kid can play some ball, Mark.
Yeah, he's got 16 points, 16 of their 30.
Oak Ridge basketball, Ray Ray's going to drive in, pulled away at the last moment. I guess he was afraid of contact there. 2:51 to play second quarter. Alcoa with the lead and the basketball. 30-29 the score. Tornado ball. Out it goes to Eli. Lost his dribble, holds it. Shamar guarding him and nearly picked up his pivot foot, and they're going to say he did. That's going to be a turnover in the Wildcats, I believe, or is that just a timeout?
Timeout, Alcoa.
Timeout for the Tornadoes. 30-29 our score. We'll take a break ourselves. We'll be back. Wildcats trailing by 1. Back to the Wildcat Arena in 30 seconds.
Flatwater Tales Storytelling Festival brings 3 nationally acclaimed storytellers to the Grove Theater June 2nd and 3rd for 3 days of workshops and performances. The event is sponsored by the 3 Oak Ridge Rotary Clubs and happens the first weekend of June every year. This year's stories include American history through music, and I guess old John wasn't crazy after all about Oak Ridge prophet John Hendricks. Go to flatwatertales.com for more information and tickets. Please plan to join the fun this year at the Flatwater Tales Storytelling Festival.
2 minutes, 38 seconds to play, second quarter, 30-29. The Wildcats trailing by 1. Caden Breithart in foul trouble on the bench with 3. Hadn't played much at all. That's been a big factor. The Wildcats playing currently with Marcus Peters. He's a senior. Along with Grayson Strader, he's a senior. Raekwon Watson and Shamar Green, both sophomores, and junior Brennan Scott. Javian Carter with the basketball for the Tornadoes. Long 3, up, good. 3-point shot by Brady Hahn. The Wildcats are down 4 now, 33-29. The Wildcats have gotten the ball inside, but some offensive player control fouls as Shamar drives in for the shot. No good. Rebound to the Tornadoes, and they got a layup or a dunk on the other end. He scores, and now it's 35-29. The Wildcats didn't finish off on the other end, although Marcus gave Shamar a pretty good feed, but he just couldn't get the shot to fall. The Wildcats are down 6. Here's Grayson driving in. Out to the left side, stops, gives up the ball to Brennan Scott. Got it out high by Hahn. Brennan drives in, pulls up, takes a 12-footer, rattles out, no good. Now there seems to be a lid on the goal here. As Carter launches another 3, no good. Rebound to Marcus Peters for a moment. Ball's picked up on the floor by Hahn. And what's the call? Another timeout to save possession there. 35-29, the Wildcats down 6, 1:28 to play. Those offensive player control fouls have really hurt the Wildcats. Wildcats have had some buckets wiped off. They had a travel on the other end that I thought it could have been a travel. They called the offensive player control foul. All charges, no blocks. That's been a big factor here in the first half against the Wildcats.
Yeah, it has, David, and I think most of them have gone against the Wildcats, or at least the ones that I remember.
Well, they've kind of wiped off some buckets here for the Wildcats, obviously. Wildcats are trailing in this one, 35-29. They beat Alcoa 56-54 back on November the 30th. Wildcats are having to play right now without Caden Breithart. Wildcats playing currently with Ray, Grayson Strader, Marcus Peters, Brennan Scott, and Shamar Green. Wildcats down 6, 35-29. They've really been hot shooting the ball. Carter and Hahn from long distance as Carter wants to kick it back out to Hahn. Hahn's got a long-range shot. He backs up this time, guarded by Grayson. Now dribbles around a screen to the paint, kick it off in the corner. It goes off to number 3. That's Tucker Trent. They work the ball into him. He missed the shot, rebounded by Ray. Down the floor with the basketball will come Oak Ridge. Wildcats down 6 with the ball. Here's Grayson with it, top of the circle. Cannot get a shot off. Backs up once again. Minute to play here in the second quarter. 35-29 the score. Boys Junior Varsity won, but the guys struggling against this Alcoa team. A lot of fouls called against them. Marcus with it. Dribbles in, swings it in to Grayson. He'll turn, he'll spin, left-handed off the glass. Good. Grayson Strader with a nice little move, and it's 35-31.
Way to take advantage of a mismatch that time, David. Grayson Strader just ended up on a shorter player, and Alcoa comes back the other way, takes a 3, no good.
Boy, it came in the cylinder and just came out of it. 35-31, Ray down the floor for the Wildcats. He's going to drive in. Before that, what's the call? A double dribble called against Ray. 25.5 seconds. So little things like that have hurt the Wildcats in the first half, and they trail by 4. 35-31, Alcoa. 25.5 seconds to play. I'll speak to Coach Paige Taylor at the conclusion of this first half. Wildcats could use a turnover here. Down 4, 23 seconds to play. Here come the Tornadoes down the floor with it. Number 3, Tucker Trent. Guarded by Marcus Peters. Hand checked by Marcus Peters. Dribbles with his right, with his left. 5-second count was on, and guess what? That's the 5-second call. Good defense by Marcus Peters. Stayed right on him.
Yeah, credit the the officiating crew tonight. Other than a couple of charges that I would disagree with, I think they've had great control of both games tonight.
I would agree. 35-31 the score. 11.5 seconds to play. First half, the Wildcats trying to get some points here as Shamar works it over to Ray with 6, with 5, with 4, with 3. At the buzzer, no good. Not a great shot that time, but Ray, who scored the winning bucket against Campbell County, was determined to take that shot. He hit that shot against Campbell County to win it, but we go to the dressing room with the Wildcats trailing 35-31. Mark, your thoughts on the first half?
I thought it was hard fought by both teams. I mean, up and down the court. I enjoy the pace of the game. And, although the Wildcats are trailing by 4 points, and they definitely got outscored there in the second quarter, but I think that Coach Green will probably make some adjustments here at halftime, and the Wildcats will quickly erase that 4-point deficit.
Coach Taylor will be joining me here in a moment. We'll take a quick timeout. We'll come back with Coach Taylor in a moment.
Flatwater Tales Storytelling Festival brings 3 nationally acclaimed storytellers to the Grove Theater June 2nd and 3rd for 3 days of workshops and performances. The event is sponsored by the 3 Oak Ridge Rotary Clubs and happens the first weekend of June every year. This year's stories include American history through music, and I guess old John wasn't crazy after all, about Oak Ridge prophet John Hendricks. Go to flatwatertales.com for more information and tickets. Please plan to join the fun this year at the Flatwater Tales Storytelling Festival.
Welcome back once again to the Wildcat Arena, where tonight the Lady Wildcats were defeated in their ball game. Joining me now, the head coach of the Lady Wildcats, Coach Paige Taylor. Coach, Alcoa is a really good basketball team. I mean, they came in, played you extremely tough. Their size advantage, their senior-dominated team was a big factor. And you just really never were able to get over the hump against them, closing the gap several times, but not being able to get over the hump. They led most of the way. And I'll just say it, I think just by watching them, they were a better team. And I'll ask her that question when she gets up here as the head coach of the Lady Wildcats. We'll talk to her in a moment. We're about to have a presentation down on the floor, though. So that's why I have to turn our attention down to center court with her making another announcement down at center court.
Yeah, it looks like Cannon Green is accepting a reward, and that's probably where Coach Taylor is while we continue to wait for her.
Let's try to turn the camera onto the presentation as it's taking place down on the floor. Here we go. And that's Joe Gaddis down there, Cannon. I think what was just happened, and Teresa Seals told me during the break what was going to happen. She says a special presentation for Hall of Fame recipients for scholarship winners tonight. And that's what that was, a scholarship, Hall of Fame scholarships given away to Cannon and one other. I didn't get the name of the person. We'll talk to Coach Taylor in a minute. Are you almost done with the stats there, Mark?
I am multitasking right now, David, so the stats are one of the things that I'm working on.
Let's take a quick timeout. We'll be back, hopefully, with Coach Taylor in a moment.
Proxy Insurance Group is a local agency. We've got a great staff. We're knowledgeable. The most rewarding thing about working in insurance is taking care of customers. When they come in, a lot of times they don't know what coverages they need. They're relying on us to give them the right coverage that's going to fit their needs, but also at a competitive price. Anybody can go to any agent or they can call any 1-800 number. But getting that right agent that's going to take care of them and be there in time of need, and that's what we're here to do.
Daniel Forrester has been recognized as one of East Tennessee's leading attorneys for nearly 2 decades. Civil disputes, criminal defense, divorces, and juvenile custody cases are all part of an impressive resume. Daniel's legal experience also includes representing clients in local, state, and federal courts. A husband and a father, Daniel is a Rule 31 certified mediator who has represented hundreds of families in Chancery Court. Call Daniel Forrester Law Office at 865-457-7900 for a free consultation.
Welcome back once again to the Wildcat Arena, where now Coach Paige Taylor joins us here. Coach, I know those were Hall of Fame scholarship winners. I noticed one young lady I recognized pretty well, and your daughter, Cannon Green, and she was recognized on senior night. Who was the other young man who picked up the scholarship?
Eddie Moore. He runs cross country, I believe, but Eddie Moore is his name.
Okay, Coach, let's talk about your game here. As I was going to pose a question to you, or actually make a comment, let you comment on it, I think you ran into a better team tonight. And I know this is a team that's senior dominated, very tall, got good shooters, state tournament team a year ago, very poised, and they just took it to you. I thought your girls played pretty hard, the best they could, I guess, in terms of the size advantage, but just were a little bit tonight overmatched, I thought, in the game, especially with the size and the rebounding in particular.
Right, and we knew going in, we had a mismatch in size. We knew that, and that's just something that we knew we were going to have to battle. We dug a hole in the first quarter, I think by halftime at the end of the first quarter, the majority of their points were from the free throw line. And we had to make some adjustments there. I felt like the second quarter was better for us. We were tied in the third quarter, and they outscored us by a little bit in the fourth quarter. I told the girls that's probably, if not the best, one of the best teams we've played all season. That's a solid team, and they've got it. They come at you. They're blazing from all angles. They've got a true solid point guard. And when she's not doing it, they've got another guard stepping up to do it, and they've got the size. They're big inside, and then they're 3 and they're 4. That's still a mismatch for us with them, and that they play really hard. They accept their roles. They know their roles, and that's a team. And I told our girls, 2 years ago, those same girls are sitting there as sophomores in the same position, that we're in, fighting and learning and being gritty. And we, I like where we're at. I don't think this game, by no stretch of the imagination, measures where we're at right now. I think it's a very good game for us to play going into postseason because that's one of the best teams that we'll see.
Coach, how emotional were you down there on senior night with your daughter, Cannon?
I think my emotions were really this weekend with that college visit and the realization driving back and looking over, knowing that maybe then one of the next times I go out there, I'm going to be coming back without her. So emotions kind of hit there, and then today a little bit. But tonight, it's like, I guess the competitor in me is like, put your game face on and go play.
You got Clinton coming up on Thursday, Fulton on Saturday, so you've got a full slate of games coming up.
We do, and we talked about, the test for us at this point in the season is how do we respond to tonight? How do we come to practice tomorrow? What are we going to do? What's our mindset? Which direction are we going to go? And it's not about Clinton on Thursday, it's about us. Like, how are we going to approach that game? And it's one game at a time. And I felt like we battled tonight. We could have quit. We didn't quit. We played until the end, and we're gonna hopefully that these girls are gonna stay focused, and we're gonna respond and come out stronger than we were yesterday in practice when we come into practice tomorrow.
Coach, thanks a lot. We'll talk to you over at Clinton.
Thank you.
Halftime score: Wildcats on top, 35-31. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, Mark will have the first half statistics.
Whitewater Tales Storytelling Festival brings 3 nationally acclaimed storytellers to the Grove Theater June 2nd and 3rd for 3 days of workshops and performances. The event is sponsored by the 3 Oak Ridge Rotary Clubs and happens the first weekend of June every year. This year's stories include American history through music, and I guess old John wasn't crazy after all about Oak Ridge prophet John Hendricks. Go to flatwatertales.com for more information and tickets. Please plan to join the fun this year at the Flatwater Tales Storytelling Festival.
Mark, go ahead with the stats.
Thank you very much, David. As you said, the boys trail by 4, 35-31. I'll just go over the scoring as we don't have much time. Let's see. Oak Ridge led in scoring by Grayson Strader with 7 points, 5 points for Caden Brightheart, 6 points for Brennan Scott, 4 points for Marcus Peters. 4 points for Raekwon Watson, 2 points for Cooper Williams. Marcus Peters, as I said, he has 4 points. Shamar Green off the bench has added 3 for the Wildcats. Now looking at the Tornadoes, they're led by Javen Carter. He has 16 points. Brady Hahn also in double figures for the Tornadoes. He has 10. 4 points for Eli Owens. 3 points for Morrow Ale. And 2 points for Blaze Claiborne or Claybo.
Run down the girl. Just run down the girls real quick.
Okay. One of the things I was going to say was the boys were outscored 17-7 in the second quarter after leading 24-18 at the end of the first quarter. Scoring for the Lady Wildcats, they were led in scoring by Zayana Stewart, 21 points, 13 points for Ayana Porter. Cannon Green had 6. Demetria Strickland had 5. Bella Boone had 2. And Lindsay Cleveland had 2 as well. Demetria Strickland, I believe, had 5.
Thanks a lot, Mark. We are underway here once again. Alcoa has the ball. They lead by 4, 35-31. You talk about a busy night. We've had a lot of things going on here tonight, and hopefully we'll get a nice little second half push for the Wildcats. They're down by 4. Here comes Javian Carter throwing one up there. Good. He is one good-looking player.
He really is, David. Now with 18 points, 18 of their 37 points.
Oak Ridge basketball. Caden Brightheart's in the ball game. Ray, Marcus Peters, Grayson Strader. The Wildcats have Marcus inside the paint. Wants to shoot, has his shot blocked, gets his own rebound, powers it back up there, and draws a foul. Marcus would not be denied right there. Fouled in the act of shooting. Should have 2 shots here. She pointed to the side there, but it's going to be Marcus going to the free throw line with 2 shots upcoming.
So Tucker Trent picks up the foul for the Tornadoes, David. As you said, Marcus Peters goes to the line. He has 4 points. This is his first attempt from the free throw line. It's up and good.
He'll go back to the free throw line. He's got 5 in the game, getting his first start as a Wildcat, I believe. I don't remember him starting in the other ball games. Back to the line will go the senior lefty, puts it up there, and that is his first miss at the free throw line all season long. He was 100% into that one. Wildcat lead or trail by 5. Here comes Carter down the floor once again. Hahn and Carter were really, really tough on the Wildcats in the first half with their long-range shooting. Carter's just been a tough matchup all night for us. They get a shot off from the corner. Good. They're just shooting the ball extremely well. The Wildcats are down by 8 right now. Wildcats trying to find some offense here. Marcus with it. Swings it out to Grayson. He shoots a 3. They needed it. He missed it. Grabbed on the floor back by the Wildcats. Brendan Scott drives in. A little 8-footer goes in good. And it's 40-34. Back to a 6-point game. The Wildcats got to get some stops on defense here. 40-34. Alcoa in the lead. 6:36 to play here in the third quarter. Hahn with the basketball. Harassed. Goes along the baseline. They swing the ball and they lost it. I think he was trying to move with it or just didn't catch it, but they turned the ball over, and the Wildcats get a break there. 40-34 Alcoa, 6:28 to play here in the third period. Coach Green calls out a play. Ray's got it, and he'll dribble off to the right, give it off to Caden Brightheart. Thought about a long shot, will not take it. Grayson with it. Oh, boy. Works the ball back to Brennan. Brennan Scott, top of the circle, dribbles in, penetrates, goes in for the shot, and he's fouled. Brendan Scott's going to go to the free throw line for 2. Let's just take the fight to him and get some shots at the line, Mark.
Yeah, I agree, David. No sense in backing down. You got to, they say protect your house, and that's exactly what the Wildcats are trying to do here in the second half.
Brendan a little quick on that shot, but he still knocks it down. 40-35, back to a 5-point game, 6:10 to play. Alcoa leading Oak Ridge. Brendan Scott, the junior, back to the free throw line. His second toss, good. And we've got a 4-point game now, 40-36, 6:08 to play third quarter. If you're listening to us on Prep Radio or on Channel 15, Alcoa moving left to right, wearing predominantly gray jerseys with maroon. They launch a 3. It's up good. Man, good grief is what I want to say. That guy doesn't miss.
Now 21 points, almost half of their points. He's got 21 of their 43.
Here comes Oak Ridge with it. Brennan Scott. Let's see if he can knock down some shots. Gives it into Caden Brightheart. Goes in for the shot. Rattled out. No good. Carter on the rebound. Actually, not Carter on the rebound. Number 20 pulls down the board. And down the floor will come the Alcoa Tornadoes. They lead Oak Ridge 43-36. Here it goes. Left side. Number 2. That's Javian Carter. Carter dribbles in. Throws one up again. This one's short. Tip back up. And no good. Grayson pulls down the rebound. Grayson Strader for the Wildcats pushes it up the floor to Caden Brightheart. Pulls up, free throw line jumper is good. That's a nice shot by Caden.
Yeah, that's what we've been missing with him spending so much time on the bench in the first half, David.
Down the floor with the basketball will come once again the Tornadoes. Hahn to Carter. Carter along the baseline, slings it out once again. Around it goes. Number 3, that's Tucker Trent. Here's Hahn again. Wow. How many threes do they have in the ballgame, Mark?
They have 8 total.
46-38 the score. The Wildcats down 8 again. Wildcats, Caden Brightheart for 3. That shot is no good. Wildcats don't want to try to match them with threes, and they just don't seem to miss. We might need them. As Carter's going to launch another one, they cannot miss tonight. And that's not a contested shot, really, and Coach Green's seen it up. We're down 11 because they're shooting lights out here, and the Wildcats are being shot out of their own gym here with 4:25 to play in the third quarter. Take a quick break. We'll be back to the Wildcat Arena in 30 seconds.
Flatwater Tales Storytelling Festival brings 3 nationally acclaimed storytellers to the Grove Theater June 2nd and 3rd for 3 days of workshops and performances. The event is sponsored by the 3 Oak Ridge Rotary Clubs and happens the first weekend of June every year. This year's stories include American history through music, and I guess old John wasn't crazy after all about Oak Ridge prophet John Hendricks. Go to flatwatertales.com for more information and tickets. Please plan to join the fun this year at the Flatwater Tales Storytelling Festival.
Welcome back once again to the Wildcat Arena here. 49-38 the score. What is their percentage on shooting the threes, Mark? Can you do that for me real quick?
Yes, I can. You're going to give me a minute, though.
You're going to what?
You got to give me a minute.
No problem. 49-38 the score. And eventually we'll have basketball for you. Cats will get the ball on the other end of the floor here. It's been all Alcoa here in the third quarter, mainly because of their three-point shooting. As the
60%.
60%. That's incredible.
Yeah.
Here comes Oak Ridge down the floor. Ray with it out to Grayson Strader. Here's the lob to Cooper. Cooper catches it cleanly and puts it in and scores. Wildcats just lobbed it over the top, and we talked about that. There was a mismatch when he was in earlier, and they take advantage of it, and the Wildcats are down by 9. We got to get some stops on defense here. Extend it out a little bit. I know they can penetrate and drive, but it's their three-point shooting which has really hurt us to this point. Just the way they get players open is Javian Carter dribbles in, penetrates, nearly lost the ball, attacks, works the ball, on again for 3. Good. And that's over 60% now. What can you do, Mark? What can you do when somebody's shooting the ball this hot? You play better defense, I guess, but, what can you do?
Well, I mean, they're actually contested shots, too. I mean, it's not like they're wide open shots, as Cooper Williams make a nice post move and gets fouled, so he'll go to the line. Picking up that foul will be number 30. That's Eli Owens. That'll be his second, team third.
Yeah, but the Wildcats are down 12 because they are just feeling it from the outside. It's over 60% now from three-point range as Oak Ridge goes to the line. Shot is good. You'd hope they'd get a little bit tired. And so far, no signs of that. 3:32 to play third quarter, giving up 52 points in almost double digits in terms of, as here's a missed shot at the free throw line, rebounded by Grayson, and he runs over the top of that guy, and that is an offensive player control foul. I mean, he just rolled him over. I mean, that's a good football move there and a personal foul. 52-41, the Wildcats down 11. 3:28 to play in the third period. Here come the Tornadoes down the floor, moving left to right here. Wildcats will play Clinton. Here's a steal by Caden and a layup. Good. Needed that big bucket there for the Wildcat defense, and it's 52-43.
Caden with 9 points so far, David, even with his limited playing time.
Million over and back there by the Tornadoes. Tucker Trent with the basketball, guarded by Caden now. 5-second count was on. He gives it up to number 30 in the ball game. That is Eli Owens once again. To Carter, to Trent. Free throw line jumper is no good. Wildcats Brennan Scott on the rebound. Got to take advantage of every possession. Brennan coming out of control, works the ball to the top of the circle, dribbles right, kicks it out for three. Good! Three-point shot, Grayson Strader. Huge shot there for the Wildcats, and it's 52-46. So the Wildcats back to within 6, and here comes the Tornadoes. Little jumper is up, hits the rim, no good. Grayson another rebound. The Wildcats making a little push. Here's Brennan Scott to the hole. Finger rolls it in there, good. And the Wildcats are down by 4, 52-48. Nice little run here for the Wildcats.
It really is, and the student section is just cheering the Wildcats on as they're, coming back diligently against the Tornadoes.
Wildcats have been down double digits. Here's a block shot. Here comes Oak Ridge again. Caden Brightheart, bounce pass, intending it for Brennan Scott, knocked out by Alcoa. The Wildcats just a few moments ago were down in this ball game by a big margin, at least 11, 49-38, and now it's a 4-point game, a 2:05 to play in the third period. Wildcats lobbing it in to Grayson. That pass was didn't have enough oomph on it, and they get a shot blocked on the other end. Tried to lob it over the top, but they forget how athletic this Alcoa team is, and he just pulled it out of the air and came back the other way. And the Wildcats very fortunate to actually get that shot blocked because that was going to be a layup. 4-point Alcoa lead. Honda work it in to number 1 in the ball game. That is Blaze Clabo, I believe. As I'm looking at my roster, they work it in for a shot. Good. And it's now 54-48, back to a 6-point game. Here come the Wildcats down the floor. Ray with it to Brennan Scott. Looks to Cooper. Left corner, cannot shoot. Ray drives in, kicks the ball back out. Here comes Caden driving. That's a block. Not a continuation foul, although it'd be nice to have it at that point. It'll be a personal foul called against the Tornadoes, and they're going to say it is a shooting violation. I don't know why they didn't go ahead. I don't know why they didn't give him the bucket if it's a shooting violation.
Well, they did. The other referee under the basket said the basket went in because he was going to give him 2 shots, which meant he was in the act. So correctly, that's why the referees work together as a team, and it was the correct call was made.
Free throw's good, and we've got a close one here. The Wildcats now down 54-51 with 1:33 to play in the third period. This is higher scoring than it was. Oh, no, not again. He missed one. And he walked with the basketball. So the Wildcats will get it. And Oak Ridge with 1:28 to play, down 54-51, and he'll come out of the game. That is Brady Hahn. I think he's inbounding it from the side of the Alcoa bench, and it comes once again to the top of the circle to Ray Watson. Oak Ridge, Brennan Scott, tie game. Good 3-point shot. I knew as soon as he released it, Mark, we're going to have a tie, and the Wildcats have come all the way back from double digits to tie it at 54.
What a great stroke Brennan Scott has, and as you said, David, you can tell that was going in the whole way.
Here comes Carter with the basketball. He backs up for a 3, unable to shoot. Now with Grayson in his face, shoots a 3, off the rim, no good. Alcoa with the rebound. 54-54 the score. Tornadoes now look like they want to shoot all 3s. Here's one up, no good. Got to get some rebounds. It should be Oak Ridge's ball. Knocked out of bounds that time by number 1. They look like they're in a little bit of a panic mode right now, as now they're going to say they'll overturn it and say it was last touched by the Wildcats, and that could have gone either way.
Pointer overturned that call, and I think he made the wrong call. I think it was out by number 11. He just he had the ball, and his hand just, propelled the ball out of bounds.
That's kind of what I saw too, but as the Tornadoes work it in with Carter, good defense there. They launch a 3, it's up, no good. Rebound Oak Ridge, the Wildcats can retake the lead. Here comes Oak Ridge down the floor with Ray. 31 seconds to play. Ray to the hole. Shot is blocked into the Oak Ridge student section, but Oak Ridge will get it underneath the goal. The Wildcats, the last time Oak Ridge led in this ball game, Mark, the Wildcats led, let's see, looking at the score here, last time they led was 26-24. As Oak Ridge's big Cooper Williams goes in for the shot. No good. Tip back up. No good. Couldn't get the rebound. And down the floor will come the Tornadoes. I jinxed them. 54-54 the score. 20 seconds to play here in the third period. The last time the two teams played, Oak Ridge won 56-54. We've already eclipsed that already. Alcoa with the ball in the paint. Lost the ball. Cooper steals it. Cooper pushes it up to Bryce Davis, who missed the shot. Rebounded by Caden. Caden then throws the ball away. Wildcats have got to hit those layups. 1 second, no time. Cooper throws one up there, no good, as the third quarter comes to a close. 54-54 is our score. We head to the fourth quarter. We'll be back to the Wildcat Arena in 60 seconds.
Fox Insurance Group is a local agency. We've got a great staff. We're knowledgeable. The most rewarding thing about working in insurance is taking care of customers. When they come in, a lot of times they don't know what coverages they need. They're relying on us to give them the right coverage that's going to fit their needs, but also at a competitive price. Anybody can go to any agent or they can call any 1-800 number. But getting that right agent that's going to take care of them and be there in time of need, and that's what we're here to do.
Daniel Forrester has been recognized as one of East Tennessee's leading attorneys for nearly 2 decades. Civil disputes, criminal defense, divorces, and juvenile custody cases are all part of an impressive resume. Daniel's legal experience also includes representing clients in local, state, and federal courts. A husband and a father, Daniel is a Rule 31 certified mediator who has represented hundreds of families in Chancery Court. Call Daniel Forrester Law Office at 865-457-7900 for a free consultation.
Welcome back to the Wildcat Arena. The Wildcats led 24-18 after one quarter, trailed 35-31 at halftime. And then here after three, we're tied at 54-54. These two teams are pretty evenly matched. They've got a stud in JV and Carter, but the Wildcats have managed to come from double digits back to tie the ball game. Great little push there at the end of the third quarter, Mark.
Yeah, the Wildcats outscored them 23-19 in that third quarter.
Here comes Caden Breitharp, left side. Bryce Davis for three, no good. Rebounded by the Tornadoes. Price has a good shot. He knocks him down in the JV games, but has struggled in varsity ball games as they work the ball top of the circle. Wildcats and Tornadoes, they started playing one another in 1949. Mike Sheehan was around back then. Hahn with it, around the left side. And Mike actually told me he was there, Mark. So as they work the ball, nice pass in for the shot, blocked, taken away by Oak Ridge. Caden Breitharp with it. Price goes tumbling down. Here comes Caden dribbling, pulling up, shooting, on his way, no good. Grayson pulls down a big board to Ray Ray. Ray Ray drives in. He's bumped out of bounds and fouled by number 11. Into the student section he goes. It'll be Oak Ridge with the basketball, tied 54-54. Price Davis is going to come out of the game, I think. Brendan's going to check in for him. 7:08 to play in the game. 54-54 the score. Shamar Green's in the ball game. Brendan Scott. Wildcats trying to work it in with Ray Ray. Ray Ray lobs it in to Shamar. Shamar takes one dribble, gives it off to Caden Breitharp. Wildcats with the lead, with a 54-54 game, had the lead in the first quarter, have struggled since that time just to battle back here. Wildcats trying to attack here. Ray Ray taking some time off the clock. A lot of movement in the offense. Trying to get Brennan free for a three if they can, or Grayson Strader. He's going to drive in. Wants to shoot. Great move. What he does, he scores, and the Wildcats lead 56-54. Grayson would not be denied right there.
No, he wouldn't. He just really stuck hold. He had a great mismatch, and he took advantage of it, David.
Here comes a shot by the Tornadoes, miss, rebounded by Shamar Green. Oak Ridge by 2, 56-54. This was the final score the last time the two teams played. Ray Ray a little out of control, kicks it right side, driving with it Breitharp. Breitharp cannot shoot. Ray Ray thought about it, top of the circle, thinks wisely of it, and backs it up. 6:14 to play in the game, 56-54. The Wildcats turn the ball over. Here comes the Tornadoes coast to coast. They score. Wildcats give up a bucket on a turnover, and it's 56-56.
Exciting game here, David. Tied it up. You know, Wildcats really have battled back through the second and third quarter specifically.
Wildcat basketball. Caden thought about taking his man to the hole. He's going to drive in. His shot is blocked out of bounds. It'll be Oak Ridge basketball. Coach Green wanted a foul there. Not forthcoming there. There was a lot of contact. It'll be Oak Ridge ball. 56-56 the score. 5 minutes, 45 seconds to play in the ball game. And a timeout is asked for, and Coach Green's going to argue his point once again. Mark, I got to get a couple more spots in. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
The Flatwater Tales Storytelling Festival brings 3 nationally acclaimed storytellers to the Grove Theater June 2nd and 3rd for 3 days of workshops and performances. The event is sponsored by the 3 Oak Ridge Rotary Clubs and happens the first weekend of June every year. This year's stories include American history through music, and I guess old John wasn't crazy after all about Oak Ridge prophet John Hendricks. Go to flatwatertales.com for more information and tickets. Please plan to join the fun this year at the Flatwater Tales Storytelling Festival.
David and Mark, Shauna Hayes back here at the Wildcat Arena. Oak Ridge and Alcoa are tied at 56 apiece here. It'll be Oak Ridge basketball underneath the goal. Mark, you're right. Very exciting ball game. Wildcats will work the ball in. Caden Brighthart works it into Ray Ray. Ray Ray, top of the circle, dribbles in, cannot shoot, 1-2. Backs up to the midcourt circle. 5:34 to play in the ball game. 56-56 the score. Oak Ridge basketball. Wildcats, Caden Brighthart with it, top of the circle against Hahn. Dribbles right, gives it off to Ray Ray. Ray Ray back to Brennan. Won't shoot. Dribbles in. Paint. Goes into Shamar. Shamar drives in for the shot. Good. Shamar Green scores. Great baseline drive there by Shamar.
Yeah, it really was. First 2 points for him in the second half, David. He got 3 in the second quarter and now 2 in the fourth quarter.
Here comes a backdoor play and a shot. No good. They get the rebound, though, and they foul him. That's a hard foul. Wildcats will help him up. He's not a big guy, number 4. And he'll go to the free throw line with 2 shots. That's Brady Hahn, 5'10" junior player. This is a young team. Jude Green is a senior player. Other than that, they don't have any seniors out there playing. We'll have to deal with most of these guys again next year. As they go to the free throw line, 58-56 Oak Ridge. Free throw, no good. Off the right end of the rim. They could hardly miss anything in the first half and most of the third quarter. That free throw's no good. Marcus Peters is back in the ball game. Back to the free throw line. 5:03 to play, 58-56. Toss, good. Here come the Wildcats down the floor with it. Will come Ray Ray to Caden Brighthart. Caden, top of the circle to Shamar. High post.
Nice.
Lobs it into him. That's a great play. Wide open. We did that against Campbell County until the Cougars lost the ball game. I mean, it just worked so successfully. Great play there by the Wildcats. That worked to perfection against Campbell County last Thursday. Here they can tie it with this 3. They miss it. Rebound to Alcoa, and they'll set it up once again. 4:33 to play. Oak Ridge by 3. The Wildcats have trailed by double digits in this game, but they're up by 3 now. Got to hold on here. Got to continue to make good plays. Great play. Back to that lob into Shamar. Just a fantastic play as they work the ball with Tucker Trent. He lost the ball. It'll be a kick ball, and it'll be, once again, Alcoa with possession.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, watching that play with Shamar as he just broke free down there was just tremendous play for the Wildcats, and love seeing it.
4:16 to play in the ball game. Alcoa ball. They lob it into Carter. Carter backs up. They'll give him a 3. He backs it into number 30, goes in for the shot. No good, but a foul is going to be called. Personal foul we called against the Wildcats. Caden went down. Hopefully it's not on him.
It's going to go on Jason Strader, David. That'll be his third, team third.
60-57, and they'll go to the free throw line. I believe this is Eli Owens. What has he done tonight?
He's got 4 points in the ballgame, David. First attempt from the free throw line is no good.
They are 1 of their last 3 from the free throw line. A lot of the crowd is filed out here. A lot of people didn't know it was a Monday night ball game. A lot of them might think it's going to be tomorrow. 60-57, second toss up, good. Got a little bit more behind that one. 60-58 the score, 4:07 to play in the ball game. Down the floor will come the Wildcats. Oak Ridge trying to win their 21st game of the year. They'll play Clinton. The Wildcats, they'll play Clinton on Thursday. Wildcats will play Fulton on Saturday. Another whistle and another foul called, Mark.
That foul will go against Blaze Claybo. That'll be his second, team sixth of the second half. So Wildcats in much better foul position than are the Tornadoes. Wildcats only have 3 team fouls, Alcoa with 6.
Oak Ridge basketball along the baseline, 60-58. The Wildcats in the lead, 3:51 to play in the ball game. We're on prepradio.com. We're on our YouTube stream, on our Prep Radio channel. As we mentioned, the tournaments will begin next Thursday for the Wildcats. The Wildcats going to turn the ball over here with look like a player control foul against Oak Ridge if they call it on Brennan.
No, they're going to call the guy.
Yeah, I see that, but I see that, but it looked like Brennan actually initiated the contact as Brennan will go to the free throw line. But the tournaments are going to begin for the Wildcats and Lady Wildcats Thursday and Friday of next week. We cannot stream unless we have sponsors. TWSAA charges $300 per ball game. So if you're interested in helping us out, getting the stream on, please get in contact with me, David Clary. Brennan's first shot, good. And the Wildcat lead is 61-58, trying to make it a 2-possession game with a lot of time to go here. 3:44 to play in the ball game. Brennan Scott to the free throw line, averaging 14 points a game. Knocks it down. The Wildcat lead is 4, 62-58. Here come the Tornadoes. They haven't hit a 3 in a while. And here's a steal momentarily by Caden Breithart. He's got it. And then the Wildcats call a timeout. What a hustle there by Caden. We didn't have him much of the first half because of foul trouble, but right there, that hustle play gives Oak Ridge another possession.
Yeah, that's a great play by both Caden Breithart and Coach Green, David, because Coach Green was quick to call a timeout there because he saw that Caden Breithart made a tremendous play, and he didn't have any help with him. So, it's going to be a turnover unless Coach Green called a quick timeout there.
3 minutes, 39 seconds to play. A shout-out goes to Roger Mitchell. He wanted me to give a shout-out, as usual. His birthday was last Saturday. If you're watching on the stream, that's him in the left corner there of the top part of the picture. His birthday was last Sunday. Happy birthday to Roger Mitchell. Shout-out to Stephanie Thompson, who's not feeling well today. She's watching the ball game on our YouTube stream. She's vice principal at Oak Ridge High School. Always glad to have her support of our broadcast and of us, me personally. 62-58 the score. It's great to have Mark and Shauna with us. Mark, you won't be going to the Don W. Lockhart Gym on Thursday. It's been a while since you missed a Clinton ball game.
Yeah, I know. It's just, unfortunately, I just have another commitment on Thursday that I can't really miss.
62-58 Wildcats by 4 with the ball. 3 minutes, 35 seconds to play. The Wildcats were struggling. Watching them just knock 3 after 3. The Wildcats, Caden Breithart, Grayson Strader layup. They did it again. That's the same kind of ball movement the Wildcats have been doing the last few bits, and the Tornadoes just turned the ball over on another nice defensive play by Caden Breithart. Carter stripped to the ball that time.
I mean, definitely tonight, David, you can see the Wildcats are a better team with Caden Breithart in the game. It's just a big difference how much they struggled in the first half without him.
Wildcats are going to have to call another timeout to save possession. Ray got to the midcourt line and stopped his dribble, had no place to go backwards. There were 2 Tornadoes swirling around him, and the Wildcats had to call a timeout. Oak Ridge was down in this ballgame, Mark, and you can just look back on it. It was 1-3 after another. It was 52-43 at one point. And then the Wildcats went on that little run to kind of close it to a 54-54 game after 3 quarters. But here in the fourth quarter, the Wildcats have kind of built up a lead here. It's slim with their three-point shooting, not out of the woods for sure, the way they hit threes. But Wildcats have not given up a 3 in the last little bit, and that's been a big difference here in the second half.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, David, honestly, Carter has really slowed down here in the second half, and so has Hahn. And that's really helped the Wildcats. Now, Hahn, he hit 2 threes in the third quarter, but he only has a single point in the fourth quarter.
Ray gets it across, then throws the ball away. That pressure gave Oak Ridge all kinds of fits right there. The Wildcats didn't set up perfectly for that. Ray got it in the rear court and then just didn't have much room at all and tried to get it into Caden, and he was right at the line. And here come the Tornadoes with a chance to cut the lead once again. Not a good inbounds, and I missed what happened there. It's going to be an elbow, an offensive foul. Nope. It's going to be a foul against the Wildcats. Who's that one on?
They're going to assess that against Ray Watson, David. That'll be his first, team fourth.
Carter with the basketball, stripped of the ball, out of bounds, last touch by the Wildcats. I think Carter's tired. He does so many things for them. He rebounds, he shoots threes, he shoots twos, he brings the ball up and down the floor, he plays good solid defense. He's probably getting tired as we triple team him, and he's going to still drive along the baseline against Caden, kick it out. They had a three, they didn't take it. Hahn now backs up, 2:50 to play in the ball game. Hahn against Shamar, backs up outside the right corner, gives it into number 30. His shot is up, good. That's a nice play. They worked hard for that one. 64-60, the Wildcats by 4. Quickly, Oak Ridge Brennan for 3, no good. Big rebound, Oak Ridge had it. 2 of them had it, and that's going to be a turnover. The Wildcats fought themselves for that rebound, but give them credit, they were trying to get that board. 64-60, Oak Ridge by 4. This is going to come down to the wire like it did at Alcoa. 2:33 to play in the ballgame. The Wildcats need a stop on defense. Playing a little full court pressure here. Carter's going to get it in, and down the floor will come the Tornadoes. Moving left to right. 2:27 to play. Oak Ridge by 4. With a basketball, number 11 for them in the ballgame. That's Jabril Coco. And then a timeout is asked for by the Tornadoes. We'll take it ourselves. We'll be back to the Wildcat Arena. 64-60, Wildcats back in 60 seconds.
I'm Mike Kelly with Betsy Coleman Realty. I'm a proud graduate of Oak Ridge High School, class of 1982, and a member of the 1980 state championship football team. As a lifelong resident of Oak Ridge, I would love to put my knowledge of the area to work for you should you have any real estate needs. You can contact me at 865-919-5559 or at betsycolemanrealty.com. Thank you, and roll Wildcats roll.
A winning tradition defines Oak Ridge Wildcat basketball. At Mortgage Investors Group, we pride ourselves in the same winning tradition to help your family find the perfect mortgage loan. Call Norma Sheldon, Jackie Pullen, Shannon Ochiltree, Mandy Henry, Darren Osborne at 865-482-8910 or visit us online at mortgageinvestorsgroup.com. Tennessee Mortgage License Number 109111. MIG is an equal housing lender.
Alcoa is 18-7 on the year. The Wildcats are 20-3. Both teams really playing really well. I mean, they're just really playing well, and it'll be their basketball with a chance to cut into the lead here. Hahn with it, guarded by Brennan Scott, lobs it over to Carter. Carter kicks it out for a 3 on its way. No good. On the rebound, they get it. They block it, the Wildcats. Oh, he called a foul. Looked like good defense on a block shot, but they're going to call a foul underneath the goal. 64-60 the score. And I don't know. There was contact there, but it looked like a clean block. And I'm a long ways away, Mark.
Yeah, they called that on Shamar Green, David. That'll be his third, team fifth. To the line will go number 1, Claybro. He has 6 points in the ballgame, but yet to shoot a free throw. He does is up and no good.
They haven't hit their free throws down the stretch here, and you can look at the frustration on the part of the Alcoa coach, Ryan Collins, just kind of shaking his head here. He'll go back to the free throw line, 64-60, Oak Ridge by 4, 2 minutes to play in the ballgame. Claybo's second toss, this one is good. 64-61, the Wildcats will get the basketball, and play was halted, some debris on the floor there. It'll be Oak Ridge basketball. Wildcats have got to do a better job against that press. They didn't inbound it real well the last time. Now Ray's going to bring the ball down. He's going to get into that trap again. Here it goes to Grayson Strader. Grayson is going to be in trouble again. Gives it off to Ray. The Wildcats get it into Shamar, though. Good. Wildcats did find the open player finally, and it's 66-61, but that was not well executed, honestly, against that press. Alcoa's Carter with it. Drives against Brennan. Kicks the back to Hahn. Hahn wide open 3. Clang off the iron. No good. Gets his own rebound. Kicks it out to number 20. That'll be Carter. He'll draw a 3. It's up. That's an air ball out of bounds. It'll be Oak Ridge basketball. Oak Ridge will get the basketball. Minute 31 to play. They got the bucket, and now I say it's weird because they didn't execute it, but they got the bucket easily. But I think, they got lucky that the pass was well over the top to Shamar to get that easy one.
Yeah, I think, they kind of made the mistake that the Lady Wildcats did in the fourth quarter as well, David, when the Lady Wildcats just kind of overextended their defense. I mean, Alcoa had tremendous perimeter defense, but that just allowed Shamar to get back behind them, and the Wildcats took advantage of it.
Wildcats Marcus Peters to Grayson Strader to Ray. Three-pointer. It's a big one. Good! Ray hits makes the shot, and Oak Ridge has an 8-point lead with 1:13 to play. What a big shot by Ray Watson.
As a foul is called, but Ray Watson picks up his 7th point, David. That's only his first bucket of the second half. He had 4 points in the first half, and now he hit his first 3 and first bucket of the second half as he has 7 points.
But what a big one it was there, as the foul's going to be called, and they're going to shoot free throws again, I believe.
It'll be a side
Nope,
court.
they're going to work the outside
foul.
court. 109 to play, 69-61 the score. Glad you're here to keep me straight here, Mark. As Carter's going to bring the ball across the midcourt line. We're down to 1:03 to play. Top of the circle. Wildcats up by 8. Here's a steal momentarily by Brendan Scott, saved by Hahn. Hahn, the junior, kicks the ball to the corner, though. They're taking a lot of time, down 8 points here. Carter stripped of the ball by Marcus Peters on senior night. Can't control it. They'll kick it to the corner. 3-pointers on its way. No good. This time the Wildcats do have the rebound by Brendan Scott. 41 seconds to play. The Wildcats trying to sweep the season series. Brennan finger rolls it up there. No good. And a foul is going to be called. 36.2 seconds. It looked as if, Mark, the Alcoa Tornadoes were going to blow out the Wildcats with their 3-point shooting. But down the stretch, the Wildcats have made big-time plays, and they're up by 8 with 36 seconds to play.
I had that just said, I'm sorry, I was listening to the PA guy. He said that was the 5th foul, Brady Hahn. I only had him with 4, so it's not unlikely that I'm wrong. Hahn takes a seat on the bench. But Brendan Scott for the Wildcats, he scores his 18th point from the charity stripe. He's now 5 of 5 from the line.
70-61. The Wildcats now by 10. Their biggest lead of the game. What I said was it looked as if they were going to blow us out the way they were popping in the threes. But now the Wildcats have a 10-point lead, and Carter, like you said, has just been struggling. Marcus on the rebound. The Wildcats could have a dunk. He missed it. On the rebound, the Wildcats fall down. It goes out of bounds. He had a dunk at Powell, but that one didn't go for him. And the Wildcats are going to come away with a victory here. Big second half win for the Wildcats. 71-61, only 20 seconds to play in the ball game. Carter just hasn't been a factor in this fourth quarter. He shoots a 3, he knocks it down. And then it's 71-64 with 4 seconds, 3 seconds. Marcus Peters dunks it! Marcus Peters on senior night slams it home! And the Wildcats win the ball game 73-64. Big play. Marcus Peters, he got up and jammed that bad boy.
What a great thing on senior night. As there's 1.5 seconds remaining on the clock, Alcoa will get it. They'll take a half-court shot. It's no good.
And the Wildcats win it 73-64. Look at the pandemonium down on the floor from Marcus Peters. He is pumped. A dunk. Look at him. Hugging Aiden Hawkins and all the others down there. The fans come out on the floor. The Wildcats win it 73-64. I think the most shocking part of it wasn't that Marcus scored, is the fact that the senior just went down and jammed it home. And the Wildcats come from double digits behind to win the ball game 73-64. Big win for the Wildcats, Mark.
It's truly a tale of two halves, David. And I said earlier, the Wildcats, and you can talk to Coach Green about this, Wildcats got outscored 17-7 in the second quarter. And that's when things looked bad for the Wildcats. You thought, Alcoa was just going to roll over the Wildcats. But the Wildcats came back, outscoring the Tornadoes 23-19 in the third quarter. So they were able to come back and tie it up. But then the fourth quarter, the Wildcats really took over, David, outscoring the Tornadoes 19-10 in the fourth quarter to get the 9-point victory for the Wildcats.
We'll take a break here. The crowd still buzzing down below after the jam by Marcus Peters. 73-64, the final score. We'll be back to the Wildcat Arena with stats and Coach Green and a lot more. We'll be back in 3 minutes.
Flatwater Tales Storytelling Festival brings 3 nationally acclaimed storytellers to the Grove Theater June 2nd and 3rd for 3 days of workshops and performances. The event is sponsored by the 3 Oak Ridge Rotary Clubs and happens the first weekend of June every year. This year's stories include American history through music, and I guess old John wasn't crazy after all about Oak Ridge prophet John Hendricks. Go to flatwatertales.com for more information and tickets. Please plan to join the fun this year at the Flatwater Tales Storytelling Festival.
Wildcat fans, this is Todd Fox. Auto Owners Insurance and Fox Insurance Group in Oak Ridge, a winning combination. We'll work with you to ensure your home, auto, business, and life keep everything you value safe, sound, secure. Auto Owners Insurance and Fox Insurance Group in Oak Ridge, the no problem people. For more information, visit grayfoxins.com or call 482-0513.
For personal, professional, and affordable accounting services, call Tracy Larrabee, CPA. Tracy's a 1978 graduate of Oak Ridge High School and can help with business, individual, estate, interest, tax accounting services, payroll processes for businesses, small business bookkeeping, tax planning, plus management advocacy services. Call Tracy Larrabee, CPA, 425-7736, or stop by 683 Emory Valley Road, Suite B. Tracy Larrabee, CPA.
Your pets are part of the family, and the caring professionals at MacArthur Animal Hospital know this, and they put their years of veterinary experience in caring to work. MacArthur Animal Hospital is located at 2190 Oak Ridge Turnpike in Oak Ridge. To learn more or to make an appointment, please call Dr. Paul Sluha at 865-482-1797. MacArthur Animal Hospital is proud to support some other cats, too, the Oak Ridge Wildcats, and they would like to wish them well this season. MacArthur Animal Hospital, proudly serving the Oak Ridge area. 482-1797.
Sexton Automotive of Oak Ridge is proud to be a family and locally owned full-service car dealership.
Because of our outstanding commitment to service and our competitive prices, you will not find a better experience buying a pre-owned vehicle than at Sexton Automotive of Oak Ridge. We never charge any dock or add-on fees and have no pressure environment.
Our rental fleet offers a variety of vehicles specializing in large passenger vans to help get your large group wherever you are headed.
Roll Wildcats Roll, Dennis Radovac, Oak Ridge High School, class of 2008.
Get your next in at Sexton, Elizabeth Beard, Oak Ridge High School, class of 2001. Online 24/7 at sextonautos.com.
Fox Insurance Group is a local agency. We've got a great staff. We're knowledgeable. The most rewarding thing about working in insurance is taking care of customers. When they come in, a lot of times they don't know what coverages they need. They're relying on us to give them the right coverage that's going to fit their needs, but also at a competitive price. Anybody can go to any agent or they can call any 1-800 number. But getting that right agent that's going to take care of them and be there in time of need, and that's what we're here to do.
Daniel Forrester has been recognized as one of East Tennessee's leading attorneys for nearly 2 decades. Civil disputes, criminal defense, divorces, and juvenile custody cases are all part of an impressive resume. Daniel's legal experience also includes representing clients in local, state, and federal courts. A husband and a father, Daniel is a Rule 31 certified mediator who has represented hundreds of families in Chancery Court. Call Daniel Forrester Law Office at 865-457-7900 for a free consultation.
David Clary back here along with Mark and Shauna Hayes to the Wildcats victorious in the boys game 73-64. The Wildcats jumped out on them pretty good early on in the ballgame. The Wildcats at one point led by 10 in the first half, 22-12. But then the Tornadoes went on a 6-0 run to close out that quarter, and the Wildcats led after one quarter, 24-18. In the second quarter, as Mark said, the Wildcats were outscored 17-7. It was first 26-18, then 26-20. Then they hit a three to make it 26-23, and a three-point play to make it 26-24. The Wildcats then saw them knock down a three to trail 27-26. The Wildcats would tie it again at 27-27. and then take the lead at 28-27, then 29-27, and then the Alcoa Tornadoes hit a three to take the lead 30-29. Then after that, it was all Alcoa in the second quarter, and they eventually took the lead over 35-31 at the halfway mark. They came out red hot in the second half. They took a lead of, at one point, 43-36, and then eventually got it up to 11 points at 49-38. The Wildcats cut it to 49-40. Then they hit a three, and the Wildcats trailed 52-40. So the biggest deficit was 12 for the Wildcats, 52-40. But the Wildcats eventually started chipping away, and at the end of the third quarter, were tied with the Tornadoes, 54-54. The Wildcats outscored them in a big way in the fourth quarter, and they win the ball game 73-64. We're about to speak to the head coach of the Wildcats, Coach Aaron Green. I'm going to take a 30-second break. I'll be back with Coach Green in 30 seconds.
The Flatwater Tales Storytelling Festival brings 3 nationally acclaimed storytellers to the Grove Theater June 2nd and 3rd for 3 days of workshops and performances. The event is sponsored by the 3 Oak Ridge Rotary Clubs and happens the first weekend of June every year. This year's stories include American history through music, and I guess old John wasn't crazy after all, about Oak Ridge prophet John Hendricks. Go to flatwatertales.com for more information and tickets. Please plan to join the fun this year at the Flatwater Tales Storytelling Festival.
Welcome back once again to the Wildcat Arena, where the crowd's still buzzing. Final play of the ball game. One of the final plays, the Marcus Peters Jam on senior night. Joining me now is the head coach of the Wildcats, Coach Aaron Green. Coach, we'll talk about Marcus's dunk in a minute. Let's talk about this basketball game, this exciting, just like the first one back in November. I mean, you jumped on them pretty good. I mean, you got up by 10 at one point, 22-12, and kind of let things slide by in the second quarter. I think they outscored you 17-7 to take the lead by 4 at halftime, and then you battled back to tie them 54-54. And then the fourth quarter was just back and forth until the last few minutes of the game, when you just kind of took control of it with about 3:50 to go in the game. It was a 2-point game. Then after that, you took control of the ball game, doing it primarily defensively. They quit hitting the threes that they were hitting in the first half. And, and just talking about Carter, what an exceptional player he is. I mean, just a fantastic player. And you win the ball game in exciting fashion on senior night to close out the regular season undefeated at home.
I think my mic was off. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. What a basketball game. Everybody got their money's worth tonight. They've got a really good team. They're a well-coached team. They're really talented. I knew it wasn't going to be easy. This is a team, that was up 20 on Fulton a couple weeks back at home. Fulton, was missing, one of the twins, which is one of the better players. But, they've had some good wins. It's a really good basketball team. I know they're just 2A, but it's kind of like just looking at the football team, the Alcoa football team. It don't matter what classification they're in. They're really good, and that's a team that's got a chance to win it in their classification for sure. But I think, they made 11 threes, David, and that we knew coming in 2 can shoot it and 4 can shoot it. There were lapses, especially in the second quarter and the third quarter, where, we didn't close out, how we need to close out, and gave up some really good looks, and they made them, and I thought, I had to call a timeout, I think at some point in the third quarter when we went down 11 or 12, I don't know what it was, when they made, 12. 12. They made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They made 5 threes in the third quarter, and I felt like I was back at Campbell County again the other night. I mean, I called a timeout, and I pretty much reamed them out. And just to be honest with you, I was like, you got to guard somebody. We can't just sit here and let them play horse with it. You got to sit down and guard. Quit worrying about getting beat off the dribble. You got to sit down and play how we play. I thought really after that flurry of threes they made in the third quarter, I thought we did a really good job defensively. Carter had 27, but I think if I'm not mistaken, David, he's had 4 games this year over 40, and you can see why. So I hate to say we held him to 27, but he had, we held him to, I think, around 10 the second half. So he didn't get quite loose as he did the first half. He's just a hard cover. He can shoot it. He's a good sized kid. He draws a lot of fouls. Then they got the Han kid who's played really well, for him too. So those two guys had double digits. But just really, I'm gonna talk about Marcus Peters. I know the dunk. I'll be honest, I didn't know if he could get up high enough or not. David, he got it down. But just really proud of him. I hate. He had a really good. He started, and the first line. At senior night, he started and played really well. We were up. That was our best lineup, really, David. We were up 10 in the first quarter with him in there, with basically five guards with Grayson at the 5. We stayed with that lineup actually longer than I thought we would. But he did a lot of good things. He had a really big steal down here late, helping on too. So really, really proud of him. And Grayson Strader, man, I can't tell you, that kid's a battler, man. He didn't come out much, and at one point I heard my dad in one of the timeouts said, "Grayson, are you sure, man? You need a break, don't you?" And he was over. He said, "No, I'm cramping." He couldn't hardly talk. I'm just cramping in my rib, and he didn't want to come out. But I got him out just for a second so he could catch his breath. But he battles like that all the time. He ended up with 14. I don't know how many rebounds he had. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 14 and 8. That's a typical night for Grayson, and he's played that way all year long. And I thought Brennan played well offensively last 2 nights in a row. He had, finally got going. He got to the foul line 6 times. He had 19, and we had pretty good balance in there. Caden had 12. Ray ended up with what did he end up with? We only had 7, but it was one of those. They shot that 3. Ray, I was like, no, good shot. Right there to him. But just really a great team effort and a good win against a really good team.
Yeah, very much so. And, when they were knocking in those threes, I'll be honest with you, Coach, I thought, God, they're not going to miss tonight. It's got to be one of those nights. And, we've been a little bit offensive challenged the last few ball games, and I thought we're not going to be able to catch up. But your defense did it. They started missing shots. You started rebounding. And you talk about, you said he had 8 rebounds. It seems like he had more than that. Yeah. We're talking about Grayson Strader. He just seems to be there. He wants every ball that's off the rim, and you can't ask for anybody with more heart than he's got.
And no doubt, and I mentioned it before, I mean, he plays as hard. He plays, if you remember how Lucas Searcy played last year, Lucas just played his tail off the whole time he was in there, run through a wall for you. Grayson's the same way. He's I'll tell you, and we've got a lot of guys that are, the reason we've had this success up to this point. But I really think he's probably been the one that I wouldn't say I'm surprised with how he's played, but I mean he's had close to double doubles in most games we've played. He can score in the post. He can shoot it. He's got a pretty good handle. He's been a big part of our success up to this point, and just really, really proud of him. I hate, on another note, I hate Bryson Comer's been out. I was going to ask his dad. His dad's keeping the clock. I was going to see if we could try to get him in there that last second just to stand there, but didn't work it out. I hate he's had to battle through that, the injury. But I thought overall, David, I mean, with the adversity that we had, being down 12 in the second half, and and being able to come, we cut in the lead pretty quick. And I think it started on the defensive end, and just shows the grit that our guys got. And and I thought balance-wise, I thought everybody contributed that, in some way.
Yeah, most definitely. Shamar did, Cooper did when they were in there, and just an overall team effort. And part of that second quarter, one of the problems was you had to take Caden Brightarp out of the ball game because of foul trouble.
Yeah, and that was one of the things I said at halftime. I mean, 'cause there's a couple things happen when he comes out. I thought that was a big reason we were down at half. He picked up 2, and I played him with 2 in the first half. Obviously, to pick up 3, they got to come out. So he didn't play much the first half, and that got our matchups a little bit messed up. That means had to move Ray Ray had to move to Carter. And that moved somebody else off them. And that's really, when he come out of the game, is really kind of when they started to get loose a little bit there in the second quarter. But, he's got to learn when he picks up his first and second foul. I mean, he got his third down there on the play. Should have just been straight up on. But yeah, you're right. That was a big factor in the game. I was glad he was able to, finish the game without foul. Now, a lot of coaches have different strategies on when they get in foul trouble in the first half. I'm usually going to take them out when they get their second to let them catch their breath and make sure they kind of know you got 2. And depending on the time and score, I'll usually put them back in the first half and then try to get them out with around 2 minutes to go so they don't pick up the third one late in the quarter. A lot of coaches don't do that. A lot of coaches will take them out with 2 and leave them out the whole half. I've never really done that. It's kind of a strategy I've always thought was he can't help you over there on the bench. It's, if it's one of your better players. So, but yeah, that was a factor for sure in the first half.
Coach, how important is it to play teams like Alcoa, Fulton in a rivalry game with Clinton right before you start district play?
It's really important, and I think, we've always kind of set our schedule. You try to play, really good teams late. That's why we always kept that Fulton game the last game of the year, because I think it's a really good game for us to play and for them to play, because, I can't speak for Coach Wright, but, I know when we play them, we're going to get guarded. We're going to get defended. They're going to be disciplined. They're going to be tough. And that's kind of what you want to see, late in the year. So, for sure. And obviously, we've got to go to Clinton on Thursday before we even see Fulton. So, that won't be an easy one either. I told the team after the game, they beat us at their place last year, and still really got a little bit of a bad taste on how that one ended. But we'll enjoy this one tonight, and got two regular season games left. Starting with our biggest rival on Thursday.
Coach, I know it's senior night for the 3, Bryson, and I saw Bryson just a moment ago down there. It's good, like you said, just good to have him here, and Marcus, obviously, and Grayson. But there was another senior who was recognized tonight, your daughter, on the Lady Wildcats team. So it's kind of an emotional night for you, on a double whammy, actually.
Yeah, it was. I think I used the words earlier, bittersweet. I know Paige was. We talked about it a little bit today, just kind of how, it's a little bit emotional, for anybody. I mean, all these parents tonight, but with me being a parent of a senior myself, you kind of have just kind of flashes before your eyes how quick it's gone by, and, with her, she's going to be graduating here in a couple months, and, I'm just really, really proud of her. I mean, she's got a really, really big heart. She's a winner. She's got a bunch of scholarship opportunities academically, and the job she's done in the classroom, and the type of person she's become, and a lot of the challenges that that high school kids go through, and she's had some, she's battled through some tough times herself, and I'm just extremely proud of Cannon, and she's going to be very, very successful. When she leaves here, just love her and very, very proud of her, and it was very, very emotional and very, very. I'll say bittersweet, because of there's not many left. Not many. Obviously, unless we finish first or second in the district, very well could be your last game here.
Coach, there's one more thing I wanted to talk to you about, and obviously your victory a couple weeks ago against Campbell County gave you 500 wins in your career as a head coach. If you tally up the Oak Ridge wins and the Cleveland wins together, you have 350 wins at Oak Ridge High School, now 351, but you tallied your 500th win, and that's a lot of wins, Coach.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that. It's funny because, Coach Drayton, I guess I can call him Dr. Hawkins at this point. He's getting his PhD, but he come down today at school and had a basketball, and he was, the 200 win mark for Paige, and we had to help him air up the ball, and and I was like, man, wow, she's got to 200 pretty quick, and he looked at it, he said, how many you got? And I was like, man, I don't have a clue. And he turned up, and I really don't. He turned up, and he saw the 300 victory. The 300th victory, I've got a little thing that they got me when I got my 300th in the office. He said, well, when did you get that 300th? I was like, man, I really don't know, a couple of years ago. He's like, well, you getting on up there too. So it's funny you kind of brought that up. I had no idea. It rings two things, David. I said this before. I'm getting really old, and I've coached a lot of ball games. And I've had when you win a bunch of games, you've had some really good players. So that would be the two things I would say. I'm getting old, and I've coached some really good players and really good kids over my career.
Coach, just your final comments on the win tonight over Alcoa in an exciting fashion here at the Wildcat Arena.
Man, what a ball game! On both sides, I'm sure it's a very entertaining game. There's a lot of big shots played. Finally had some offense. I knew they were going to be able to score some. We finally got it going a little bit offensively, and just really, really proud for our seniors, to go out with a win. And, I told one of the, pregame talk, I was like, hey, we really need to get this one for the seniors and let them go out on a winning note. I remind them, well, I didn't remind them. I still remember my senior night at Sweetwater High School. We played Bradley Central. They were ranked in the state in AAA, packed house. I never will forget that night. So they won't forget this night either. I'm glad I was able to send our seniors out on a winning note because they're definitely those three guys are definitely winners.
Coach, we'll see you at Clinton on Thursday.
All right, sounds good, David. Thanks.
Wildcats victorious by a final score of 73-64 over the Alcoa Tornadoes. They sweep the season series with the Tornadoes this year, winning 56-54 at Alcoa and 73-64 here at the Wildcat Arena. Mark, I know we have a long post game going here. I think you've completed the stats. Why don't you run them down for us?
All right, David. So the leading scorer for the Wildcats was Brennan Scott. He had 19 points for the Wildcats, 14 points for Grayson Strader. Caden Brightheart, even though he had some foul trouble in the first half, as you mentioned, he had 12 points. So we had three Wildcats in double figures tonight. Shamar Green was very close. He had 7 points for Marcus Peters. Let's see, and 5 points for Cooper Williams. Cooper, he did not start tonight. Marcus Peters started instead of Cooper Williams tonight. But Marcus Peters, I tell you what, he had a fine night. I was very proud of how he played. He started the game like he, he belonged out there, and I believe that he did. So he capped it off with a really nice dunk there at the end of the night. But he finished with 7 points. As a team, the Wildcats were 27 of 53 from the field. They were 21 of 38 in twos. They were 6 of 15 in threes, and they were 13 of 17 from the free throw line. So another good night for the Wildcats from the free throw line. Look at the scoring for Alcoa. They were led, no surprise here, by Javen Carter. Impressive 27 points for him tonight. 17 points for Brady Hahn. After that, it's kind of a mediocre night for everybody else. Eli Owens had 7. Blaze Claybrough had 7 as well off the bench. Tucker Trent had 3, and Morrow Ale had 3 as well. As a team, the Tornadoes were 22 of 55 from the field. They were 11 of 30 in twos. They were 11 of 25 in threes. After, we said at one point they were shooting 60% from three-point land, and as it kind of seemed like as soon as we brought that up and brought that to light, they kind of struggled after that, David. So you should have done that. I blame you completely for not bringing that up earlier in the game. They were 9 of 13 from the free throw line, which, in the first half, they were 6 of 7 from the free throw line. They were only 3 of 6 from the free throw line in the second half. As we mentioned earlier, the Wildcats, they led at the end of the first quarter, 24-18. Then they were outscored in the second quarter, 17-7. So they trailed at half, 35-31. Wildcats had a good but not great third quarter, outscoring the Tornadoes 23-19, and they knotted it up at 54 apiece going into the fourth quarter, and then the fourth quarter was the big difference. The Wildcats almost doubled their score in the fourth quarter. They outscored the Tornadoes 19-10 to take a victory, 73-64. Earlier tonight, the Lady Wildcats were victorious as well over the they fell. I'm sorry. They fell 68-52.
So used to it. They had won 13 in a row.
Yeah. I just kind of have it as a given that, you show up and the teams win. I know I wrote down somewhere, I know the JV won. It was actually, the JV game was entertaining because you probably didn't see it, David, but Alcoa jumped all over the Wildcats early in the game. They were up by maybe 10 or 15, maybe in the first quarter. And I just thought, this is going to be a blowout. But, credit the JV team. They really battled back, and they got the final victory. Like I said, I wrote it down here somewhere, but I obviously can't find it. But back to the girls' game. Girls fell 68-52. Leading scorer for the Wildcats was Zayana Stewart. She had 21 points, 13 points by Ayana Porter, 6 points by senior Cannon Green, 5 points for Demetria Strickland, 2 points for Lindsay Cleveland and Bella Boone. David?
Sean, Mark, I appreciate you and Shauna's good work here once again. Our next broadcast of Oak Ridge High School basketball will be coming up on Thursday From the Don W. Locker Gymnasium in Clinton, the Wildcats will take on the Dragons and Lady Dragons. The Lady Wildcats trying to extend a 73-game winning streak over Clinton. That's going to come to an end someday, hopefully not on Thursday. That's another non-district ball game in Clinton. The boys' game will follow at 7:30. We'll have the games on FM 92.7, sponsored by Clinton attorney Daniel Forrester. For Ben George, who did a little work for us today, and Mark and Shauna Haste, this is David Clary. Once again, reminder of the final scores. The guys win 73-64. The Lady Wildcats fall 68-52. For Mark, Shauna, and Ben, this is David